Hello, hello, hello. Has the playback caught up yet? Nope, I don't think it has. Hello there, everybody. Hello. Hello, 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 Reiji. Hello, Kingyo. Hello, Orbi. Hello, Barbonatos. Welcome. And I need to make sure. Okay, I think my chat box isn't working, but it's my mistake. Is it working? Hey, there it is, JX Demon. Hey, what's going on? Well, just opening up the stream so that more people pop in before we start the build of the 7th Gundam, the new one actually. And that reminds me, I forgot to take down my full armor 7th Gundam from my collection, so that I can just literally have a comparison right here and now. Gundam 7th, yeah, I'm so excited. Hey Orbi, nice. Good thing that you're excited. Let me actually just move the chat box a little bit. So, how are you guys doing? And by the way, is there music playing in the background? There should be music. I'm trying to tune the volume, so in case the music is too loud or my microphone is peaking, please let me know. So this is kids. I willed into existence. I've been wanting this to be released for years now. Now onto the 8th Gundam. Well, the 8th Gundam doesn't even have a design, so I doubt that's gonna happen. I'm good. Probably gonna build the rest of my Hyakushiki with the stream on. Aw, that's nice. Wait, wait, Orbi, were you on Jury's stream yesterday? Oh, excuse me. And yes, by the way, I did come with precautions. So just in case I get dehydrated, I have myself a banana and a 0 sugar 7-Up. So I can go for as long as needed. But I doubt that we're gonna go for long today, because literally the 7th Gundam is made up of 5 average size runners. This is literally like the fewest runners I've seen in a while. So yeah, the bodies of 5 runners, and then of course there's a runner of beams, and God knows where the sticker sheet went because I never keep track of those things. Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna keep it under my light. And sorry I haven't had the lighting set up, it's still a little bit whack at the moment. I think I still have my 2 lights from my previous softbox in the garage. So maybe next time I will pop that back up. But I have an important announcement to make. First of all, thanks to Jury's help, I've set up a page called Sponsor. So just in case, I'm gonna drop the link in chat, but just in case you guys want to support me without going through the big corporations, like having YouTube take a cut of your support or whatnot, you can go onto the Sponsor's website. And well, I haven't had any crowdfunding goals set up yet, but if you guys are dying to like support me momentarily, but you don't want to go through YouTube, I've set up an alternate route for that. And second of all, we have now hit 18.9 thousand subscribers. So I don't really have anything planned for 19k yet, but maybe I'll do another stream for that. Who knows? We're already a 10th of the way there. And yeah, feel free to drop ideas in the comments because I'm still a little bit dazzled. I've had a long week. We can talk about that in a bit. We'll talk about the week I've had in a bit, but maybe it would be best to do something for 19k, but I'm taking my subscriber goal for 20k seriously, because if we do get to 20,000 subscribers before May, then I will buy the Metal Robot Spirits Gundam Marcosians out of my own pocket to review for you guys. You guys know how much I hated the lore revelations from that figure, and might as well. If I hit that target, I will review it for you guys. Yeah, here music's not too loud. That's good. Gonna be how many people? Hey, JX Demon, you're also building the Hakushiki, huh? Watching Double Z's is finally getting interest after 20 episodes, not like in the main credits in Beach. Yeah, those guys are dickheads, aren't they? Hey Ren, hey Revan. Not even EG runner. What do you mean EG runner? This is a high grade. I've seen the reviews of someone named Reader of this. It looks cool, but I'll just toss the obligatory "why is this P-band" I commented just to get out of the way. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, well, Reader is a pretty good reviewer, to be honest. Pretty good reviewer, but unfortunately, there's no way of getting ahead of him just because he lives in Japan. But anyways, let's get into the build. What do you mean? What is the catch? There's no catch to sponsor. It's just, yeah, there really isn't no catch. There really is no catch to sponsor. And if you support MJ now, let's pay for him so he doesn't have to work. I really appreciate it, but please don't feel obligated. And I have a special like teaser that I want to give you guys before I start the build, because I have commissioned someone to work on something. I did mention an avatar, so I'm not gonna be wishy-washy about that. I commissioned someone to work on an avatar, and hopefully it will be finished. Hopefully it will be finished soon, because the artist and I have gone back and forth about it, and based on the drafts they sent me, I am very excited to finally give my channel another face. And it's pretty good work if I say so myself. Of course, it's not free labor. I'm paying them for it, but I am so excited to at least start and dabble into the realms of well, at least PNG tubing. So if you guys like the idea of an avatar on my channel, I may commission them to give me like a few more states and like a few more emotional states, and maybe make the avatar another mainstay of the channel. Like this year I want to try out like different things, like maybe not many different things, but I want to try out like at least reviewing different kits. I want to do a recap video for Earth Hunt, and I want to do more streams just to interact with you guys more, and to maybe just get my backlog out of the way. So at least with this, I'm gonna toast to a year of new beginnings with you guys, because this will technically be my first proper stream of the year. Hello, how's your day going? It's going alright. It's been going alright. At least I have the Gundam Zerius done. So it's curing at the moment. It's curing from Topcoat. So I may be able to get the video out tonight. I don't know if I still want to put on early access yet, because it's been so long since I've done something like that. But at least the video itself is either going to be done tonight after my stream or tomorrow morning, because I'm also off work tomorrow. Okay, if you saw, I'm the person in the Discord with the new real grade new and high grade Destiny Spec 2 dude. I'm so dyslexic right now. So excited. Gotta get through the Shiki before that. Please go ahead. And so the 7th Gundam existed for a while, and just now it has a kit. We are not an expert in Deep Blue Sea. Ren, actually, the 7th Gundam existed for quite a while, but we did have a very old kit of the full armor 7th Gundam. I think it's what number is it in the in High Grade Universal Century line? I completely forgot. It was close to a milestone, I think. Is it under 100 or something? Is it the 97th kit of the High Grade Universal Century line? I completely forgot. But we do have a kit of the full armor 7th Gundam, and I do have a review of it on my channel. So if you want to, it's pretty old in the new format, so please excuse the growing pains of that period. But if you guys want to check out what the original full armor 7th Gundam kit is like, then by all means go ahead and check that video out, because yeah, I only bought it just out of pure interest, and apparently now we have like an updated kit that I'm building right now. Still waiting on the High Grade Universal Century Proto Gundam. Well, we do technically have the G-Quox version coming out. I don't know if I want to review that, because it's gonna be another bit of work. But if I do get the O1 Gundam from G Quux, it's probably gonna be like more of a personal interest build. I like the Sword Impulse Gundam Spec 2. So it's probably just gonna be a kit that I buy for my own enjoyment instead of an actual review. Nice that you will have that live 2D avatar. Yep. The something that was a kid before in the armor version where you can't, you cannot take the armor off. I know this is wrong, but I'm gonna wait on the other party remade kits. I can't tolerate P Bandai anymore. It's a free country on my channel. I have no like qualms about you guys talking about third-party kits. I may not have any input on it just because I'm not the expert on them, but hey. I don't really have any qualms with you guys talking about third-party kits or wanting to wait for third-party. I'm not an authority under Bandai, so don't worry about that. I will say though, I'm kind of glad once I finish Double Zeta, I kind of want to move away from anything UC related. Also, my double-edged sword from G-Gen UC luck continues. Got UR RX-78-2 from the current banner. Nice. Checks the number. The full armor 7th Gundam is 98. Ah, so I was close. Can G-Gen stop giving me UC errors? URs? No, it can't. It's probably gonna give me an it's probably gonna give me another 10 like less sickness before I get a I get a real great, not real great. I get a God Gundam. Oh, by the way, I really adore how all your high-grade RBO videos you put the demon sigil beneath the finished and painted kit. That's such a lovely detail. Oh, thank you, Orby. I actually started doing that with the Gremory review from way back when. And honestly, like the one reason I printed out Zargon's sigil is to manifest it into existence. And hey, look at where we are now. Hey there, Neon. It's nice to see you. Upon the RX-78, I need more RX-78 in my life. I don't need more of them. Like ever since the surge of Granddaddy Gundams from 2020, I am traumatized seeing another like Granddaddy in the collection in the market. Because I don't precisely remember how many there were, but there were literally like over like a dozen of them. Just because there's the Olympics going on, and then they released the Beyond Global, they released the Gundarium kit, they released I think the Origin high grade also released in 2020. Yeah, because it came right after the it's either right before or right after the I think right after the Gundam Marcosius came out. So that is the wrong part I got, but that is a lot of granddaddies that took up a lot of like slots that can be potentially used for other kits. But hey, each to their own. Imagine if they remade... I gotta get my cursor out the way. Imagine if they remade the full armor 7th Gundam and made it similar to the new Origin full armor Gundam. Maybe. So far, I don't really know whether... well, I'm still on the torso, to be fair, but... So far, I don't really see any signs of them reusing this mold, but we'll see. And besides, I have the render photos down, so I should be able to do like a deeper analysis on the runner layout. Maybe I'll talk about it in the review, maybe not, I'm not sure. Because right now I'm trying to at least get through 2025 before April. But hey, the Xerius is done, and that means there's only 10 kits left. And by the way, I set that goal just because I don't want to go out and do any like extensive paint work while the weather is still like in the single digits. So for something like the G-Quack Skelgoog, which I need to repaint the white into a slight bit of a mint green, or the high-grade Leor from G-Unit, I need to repaint the dark blue pieces into more of a green. I think those two kits are the major ones that I need to do a major paint overhaul for, and I'm going to be putting those last just because I don't want to deal with painting in single degree weathers. And by the way, today, right after I finished with the Xerius, I finished off this thing. The real grade Avalanche Exia Dash. And oh my god, it took me so many sessions to finish this thing. And I was literally sweating bullets building this kit. If you guys don't know, the real grade Exia is infamous for having small pieces. And trust me, if the normal real grade Exia gives you like nightmares and heart attacks, you won't want to build this thing because it's just so nerve-wracking. Especially given that these things, the claws on the dash unit, are individual pieces that you'll need to cut, clean up, and slot into the respective joints. So yeah, it's literally gonna be nightmarish to build. But at least I got through it. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing with the finish because there's a lot of GN condensers and the GN power cords. I don't know if I want to take them out or just mask them or something when putting on top coat. But if I'm doing gloss, then it really doesn't matter, but who knows. But I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And besides, I'm gonna have like about 20 days off in February, so that's my prime time to catch up. Anyways, did you get any damage from the storm this weekend, MJ? No, I haven't. Because even though it snowed where I am, it didn't really do too much damage. But I've seen some of the stuff like I don't know where in England, but there were fords everywhere. And people were trying to just power through those fords, and of course their car gets totaled. Unfortunate. I'm back from the dead. Hey MJ, hey Judicator. Hey Lysergic, hey ProStar. Wait a minute. I'm the opposite of you. If they announce the Yellowfin RX-78, a concept version, huh? I don't know if you saw in the Gundam chat, but there was a whole discussion about what IBO Gundam frame we want to see designed if it were up to us. Is there any specific frame you want to see realized? Joke answer would be Paimon or Focalor. But honestly, well, Focalor, I'm definitely gonna be excited because if they're following Demonology, they will have to design a Gundam Focalor as an aquatic type. And because there's literally like no aquatic mobile suits in IBO, I would like to see them do like a take on like do their own spin on aquatic combat mobile suits. So because Gundam Focalor has like the power of not Gundam Focalor, I think Duke Focalor has the power over the seas and can throw people overboard from their ships. So if they follow that, the Gundam Focalor will have to be an aquatic unit, and honestly, I would love to see an aquatic mobile armor as well. But if I have to give one of my true answers before that tangent, I would love to see Bure be made into a Gundam frame. It's not just because of Genshin that I brought up Focalor and Bure, but if you know, was it President? I forgot what rank Bure holds. I have the lesser key with me, so don't worry about it. Bure, yeah, President Bure. If you know the illustrations for Bure from the Infernal Dictionary from Colin de Plance, written by Colin de Plancy, Bure is like a lion's head with 5 goats' legs spread out from behind him. So with the 5 goat legs idea, I don't know if we will get like a multi-armed Gundam frame from that. And Bure teaches philosophy and whatnot, that doesn't translate over, but I would love to see them actually have like a humanoid Gundam frame with like 5 arms on the back, just to pay homage to the actual demon. I don't know how practical that would be, but hey, that's one of the ideas that I have. Also, if you want to go deeper into that, I may want to also see Belial and the Carabia. The Carabia, yeah, he's the 69th demon of the Ars Goetia, and he appears in the form of like a pentagram. So he literally appears like with a star with an eye in the middle. Maybe that would be another good idea to be made into a Gundam frame. Who knows? I don't know. There's so many designs that I want to, like, so many demons I want to see get realized. And one of them, as a joking answer, is Count Ronove. I forgot which number Ronove is, but for some reason, whenever I see Ronove, I had to roll my R's. So if they make a Gundam Ronove, I'm definitely gonna go full Italian and just roll my R's there. But anyway, howdy, hey Alliance Mecha, how are you guys doing? So we're gonna just ignore the emblem in the metal robot. Yeah, Ren. That's precisely the reason why I set the sub goal for 20k. Hey, who subscribed? Sorry, I have Hey Declaret, thanks for subscribing to the channel. I'm sorry I had my Streamlabs down. Is one of your names out of bounds? Yeah, one of your names is out of bounds. Let me fix that. Sorry. One of your names is out of bounds. Sorry. Gotta readjust the camera. Sorry. But yeah, the emblem on the Gundam Marcosius Metal Robot Spirits figure. That's one of the reasons. No, that's the main reason why I set my 20k sub goal to buy that thing out of my own pocket, just because I hate the lore implications of that thing so much. And honestly, as the lore guy, as you guys may know from Jury's stream last Saturday, last Sunday. Oh, for God's sake, I completely forgot what the 3rd of January was. Yeah, Saturday. Then I feel like I'm almost obligated, but I'm not ready to make that investment without any motivation. So 20k Metal Robot Spirits Gundam Marcosius, I'm taking that seriously now. Avalanche XCS Screamer, yeah, those yellow cheek pieces. Hey Weston, nice, thank you for popping in. Yeah, those yellow cheek pieces traumatized me when I was building my real grade XCS. Yep, exactly, tiny pieces. Is your real grade 2.0 granddaddy having problems with fragility? I saw some videos of the peg on the waist torn apart so easily. I don't know if it's true or not. To be fair, I haven't touched it ever since I put it on my display. So between my review, my move, and me putting it up on display, I've had no issues with my real grade RX-78 2.0. Hey, what the heck? Hey Jury! Thanks for joining the membership. Sí, él sabe español. Oh yeah, that's Spanish then. Wait, who? What? How did the Spanish talk come about? I'm gonna catch up. But yeah, no, I don't have any issues with my granddaddy. Honestly, the one kid I wanted to make is hybrid versions of the Formula 91 mobile suits. They did make the F91. I doubt they're gonna make a Rafflesia. They may make some Crossbone Vanguard stuff, but they focus those on what is it? On the Re 100 line. So I don't think they're gonna be making any higher Universal Century versions of the Crossbone Vanguard. Or Crossbone Vanguard. I'm so not familiar with late UC, but Crossbone Vanguard SNRI. They've basically made the F91 as part of the All Gundam project and moved on, so it's gonna be a hard ask for them to focus on that era of the Universal Century. And even then, even if they do focus on it, they're gonna throw it into P Bandai without any questions asked. Just look at the Dictus from Crossbone Gundam Steel 7. Is this Steel 7? I think it's Steel 7, yeah. Because Ghost and Dust have already moved away from the Jupiter Empire anyway. I'm traumatized by the Jewish kids. Their head is just too loose and stuff like kids. Huh? I think there's only like 1 or 2 kids that have had loose heads on, but then again, I didn't handle it like a moron. Not to say that you did, but yeah. But the G-Witch kids definitely have like an issue in the long term. Is that wherever they use C-clips, that's my light. Wherever they use C-clips on the G-Witch kids, they just start to loosening up. Like especially those Grassley kids. Like I've had issues with my bigger boat. No, I definitely had issues with my Michaelis. I don't remember if I had issues with my bigger boat. But there are definitely some of the G-Witch kids that started to loosen up on me. And I didn't really even handle them all that often, just because I had to pack them for the move. So it's only the only suggestion I have is to exercise caution. That's what I was trying to say. Are you going to review the Australia Type F? I have the real grade. I have it as a souvenir from my friend. I still haven't built it. By the way, if you guys have the Australia real grade, how is it to build compared to the real grade Exia? Because I do plan to build that, and I do plan to get like 2 more real grade Exias. One as for the vanilla, and one to turn into the Exia. And because of the Avalanche Exia, I was kinda traumatized. I was literally sweating bullets throughout that build. But if the Australia is not that bad to build, then maybe I'll get cracking with it once I'm done with 2025. And trust me, 2025 won't be done when I hit November. It'll be before that. Trust me. Okay. Okay, that's a famous ford. It was closed for 3 years because of idiots trying to cross it and their car engines getting flooded. Stupid idiots. Okay, oh god, underwater mobile armors would be atrocious. Hola, hablas español? I don't speak Spanish. I know how to emulate it, but I don't speak it. Isn't Granbury an aquatic Gundam? No. Just because it bursts out of the ice doesn't mean it's an aquatic Gundam. Gundam Granbury is more like a test bed, I think. No, it has the nanolaminar coat. I don't know whether or not it's a test bed, but it's owned by the Nadira family. And I think the Granbury not being specialized for it just means that like the Gundam frames can work underwater to some extent, just because it bursts out of the ice. But that doesn't make it an aquatic Gundam frame. I mean a Gundam frame that primarily operates underwater. And to be honest, the Gundam Folklore and Gundam Vepar would be the best candidates, just because those demons have dominion over like the waters and the seas and whatnot. Ah yes, the Farina Gundam. I am Focalor. Hold up, I swear I remember reviewing this already. Kaiju Master, I reviewed the full armor version. I did not review this thing. This one is a new kit from 2025. The Bandai apparently decided that they haven't had enough on Battlefield Records, so they decided to make the 7th Gundam with an all-new mold. And because we didn't already have the base 7th Gundam in high-grade form already, they basically just decided that they decided to make it. I'm new to the Gundam and I've been building some kits, but is there any way to know which kits are compatible to others? The only way to know is through experimentation, if you don't like watch reviews. But I can easily tell you that a lot of the kits in the 2010s are compatible with each other. Well, starting from Build Fighters anyway, because they've introduced the universal standard from the All Gundam project, starting with the Wing Gundam, and since then they've tried to conform to the polycaps and the double holes on the back standard. They tried to conform to that as best as they can with all the kits that they've released in high grade form anyway. So yeah, I can easily tell you that those are compatible, but ever since we've moved into Iron-Blooded Orphans and Build Divers, Build Fighters. Well, Build Fighters, they used older kits, so that cannot be the incompatibility can't be excused. But once they've moved further into the 2010s and now even into the 2020s, I think they've started to focus less on making kits compatible and more on making kits as good as they can be, with the compromise of compatibility. So the only way to know what kits are compatible with each other is just through sheer experimentation. Granted, some reviews, including my own, will divulge like what is compatible with what, but it's just too much information to throw into like a short video for me. So I usually throw like a remark or two and then just move on. But anyways, enough of me going on a tangent. The only way to know whether or not a kit is compatible with one another is just through sheer experimentation. But a clear sign would be like double holes on the back, so that you can swap backpacks very easily as well. I built the real great RX-782 Gundam 2.0. I enjoyed the build. Good to know, ProStar. But I have nothing else to add. Sorry. Guys, send this man your wallet. Hey, Jury. Hey, thank you for pushing it, though. Thank you for pushing that notion forward. Then. You probably think of the full. Yep, full armor Gundam. Hey, Luki. Welcome in. Also, if anyone is interested in custom build, this month's Hobby Japan is the custom builds of the Hagenti and Zepar. They look a little bit dodgy, but I really want to see the full article on how they built it. And by the way, I really want to see whether or not they replicated the fan function of the Gundam Hagenti. The Gundam Zepar definitely looks a little bit dodgy. I'm still waiting for that one guy to finish up the 3D printing model so that I can make one of my own. But I think the Gamajin is still their best effort. I think the Hagenti and the Zepar look a little bit dodgy. But even then, I still want to see the full article and the full behind the scenes process on how they've made the Hagenti and the Gundam Zepar. I would really want to dare them to make the Gundam Murmur. But knowing how crazy some Japanese builders can get. I know some have made the Murmur already, but I just want to see it in a more official media. Let me put on this sticker before I go back in. Could you clarify what you mean by compatible? Oh yeah. No, sabia que I don't understand. I don't understand Spanish. Real great Xeon suits. I need more to be made. Yeah. By the way, I do plan to get the Zagok sometime soon. For real, I got a figure, but sadly it's not gunpla reissue or repaint of WFC Optimus Prime. It's not exactly a bad addition. I have no ground to stand on for those, but not a bad addition. Need me a real great camper. I really dread the day they make all the demons and Gundam friends. I already stopped collecting the numbers from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't need another group to collect. You gotta practice temperance, mate. I'm just the lore guy, so I feel obligated to do so. Damn, that's a beautiful part separation on the what? On the shield? Oh yeah, they must have taken their lessons from the G lines then. I don't remember how the shield of the full armor was. I'll have to take the kit down to have a look in a bit. I've mainly had issues with the ball joints in G-Wish because I got my arrow a few months ago and it can barely keep the rifle straight even without the stuff in it. Without the bits? That's a little bit concerning then. I may do like a retrospective video on the G-Witch kits now that I've owned them for so long. But speaking of G-Witch, hey! Akmaneth donated, what is our $5 through Super Chat? But hey, thank you for the super! Thank you, you've convinced that... I'm sorry, mate, I'm sorry! Which one though? Which one though? This one or the full armor one from eons ago? But thank you for the super chat. Okay, so if Build Fighters was a real thing, you could use your gunpla in a virtual fight with plastic particles. What custom kits are you bringing into a serious battle? I've always had this image of me building a custom Gundam frame based on the 4 Cardinal Kings. And the one I want to build is, I think, the King of the North, called Zeminiar. It's just because the name sounds cool. So the 4 Cardinal Kings involve Zeminiar, Corson, Amaimon, and Gop. And I think the name Zeminiar sounds the coolest. So that's why I want to make a custom Gundam frame out of that. I have no idea what it's gonna do, except that it's gonna have like probably 8 spikes on the back, like 8 articulated subarm spikes on the back. But apart from that, I have no like concept of what I'm gonna do, like how it's gonna fight, like what type of style it's gonna adopt. Of course, it's gonna adopt melee, but because melee is so like diverse in like how you can fight agile, you can fight like brutish, a lot of that. But eventually, if my scratch building skills can get into build fighters levels, then I may make that a reality. English or Spanish, MJ? Horrible Spanish pronunciation is a great thing to join the stream. Oh, come on! Seriously, some of the European languages, I have no idea how to work around them. Like, they all look the same to me. Like, as an outsider, if I know a little bit, then of course I can tell the difference. But I know a little bit of Gaelic Irish, so diachwet, akona satatu. I'd be using a customized Zeku Eyes, I think. Imagine a high-grade Gundam Murmur. Hey, Typhoon! The Gundam Zagan and the Gundam Murmur have like a similar concept in that their heavy equipment is mounted on the back of their waist, not their back. So even though the Gundam Murmur will need a stand to support that gigantic hover pack of its, I think we will still be eating good, given like the improvements they made to the Gundam Zagan's frame. So maybe a high-grade Gundam Murmur isn't such a cynical option after all. Does this kit share any runners? No, Chikatori. Hey, Christopher Ikebon's just subscribed. Hey, welcome to the channel. But no, Chikatori, this doesn't share any parts with the old high-grade Full Armor 7th Gundam. This is an entirely new mold for 2025. Yeah, that's not gonna happen soon, man. High-grade Gundam Murmur. They're probably gonna make Hagenti and Hagenti, Gamajin, and Zepar first. Zeku Eins, personally I want to bring a dual Gundam based on gunpla, take a page of narratives book and strap some Psycho Frame on the outside, Gundam Frame Psycho Shroud. It's Gundam Psycho Shroud. Hey Orbi, you can use the dual Blitz Gundam as the basis then. And literally, I had a comment that on my Blitz Gundam video and saying that needs a revive. And I mean, we're not too far off. So long as they are willing to make a X200 frame, then that'll be good. I just realized that I'm assembling this in the wrong order. I was just fiddling around with it for no reason. But at least it's a simple build, so I don't have to cross my eyes while doing this. But anyways, yeah. 5 Brazilian real. Oh, Brazilian real. Ah. Nice to know. Actually, you know what would be funny? A master grade version called Gump. Man, if only they would strike a runner for one of like each of the limbs. Strike knowing a master grade version card, strike a couple of runners for one of the each of the different limbs and the new head sculpt and whatnot. Hey, I'm building 2 fast Vercar. Nice. How much did that cost you, Australia? Honestly, if I want a real grade Woundward Heisen Playbar 2, oh my god. If they actually make a real grade Advanced of Zeta kits, then I think the community will be overjoyed. Because I think there's like, I don't know if we explored this before, but we had like rights issues. Like, as far as I can remember, there are rights issues with Advanced of Zeta. But if they do make like at least a real grade Hazel based on the Mark II, then maybe. Hello? Yeah, my mic cut out there, but as I was saying, if they do make anything real grade out of Advance of Zeta, I think the community will be very overjoyed. This one, the P Bandai. Ah, nice. Well, so far, I've got the torso and the head done. It's quite simple to build, actually. And knowing that it's kind of based on the Kotoki proportions, I think they've done a great job improving on it. And actually, give me a sec. I guess it wasn't that hard after all, huh? So I brought out the full armor 7th Gundam, and here is the new one. Now, it's very clear that the proportions are quite different between the two. Well, obviously the chest doesn't have the full armor anymore, but the head, apparently has colored Vulcans I didn't put in. Interesting. So it has the colored Vulcans, and the blue on the sides, there are separate pieces instead of just stickers that wrap around the side of the head. And the proportions are more refined, they're sharpened up, especially on the face. So you can see the difference between the sculpting of the two 7th Gundams. So I'm interested to see how much more like this one would improve on the old version. I'll plan to add the Asteroid Origin high grade to go with my Barbercells Lupus and start my high grade IBO collection there. I know there are plenty of cool frames, but I'll stick with those two. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Actually, mic is kind of quiet. And I think the music is a little bit overpowering. I can actually watch the playback now that the music is coming directly from Streamlabs. There, the sensitivity is turned up a little bit. Imagine if you use a fully completed naked Gundam frame for maximum speed. No weapons, just fists. Isn't that one of the strategies in like Gundam Breaker Mobile? Break no parts into the battle, just a bare frame punching the crap out of everybody. Dual Gundam with dual disc. Imagine if you use a full no weapon. Yeah, you know it's a Dantalian half cow. Dantalian facelifts just look weird and human. I think that's the idea. I like it if it makes sense. The last Gundam frames were human for publicity reasons. Did the Zalford name come before or after the war? I forgot. The Gundam frames were too prefer the Valkyria frames myself. Akmaneth, should we talk about that? Should we talk about on Jury stream? Talk about that. And think Bandai would just reason. Think Bandai would just the 1.5 frame for the Master Grade G-Quax Dom. They haven't released any Master Grades from G-Quax at the moment, and given like how different the original and the G-Quax DOMs are, they will have to strike a new frame for it. I mean, they did so for the high grade, so I don't think there's anything stopping them from doing that for the Master Grade. Even the craziness from real grade Iron-Blooded Orphans frames. What, just a shrunk down Master Grade? Just imagine my real grade Strike 2.0. If they bring out a real grade Strike 2.0 anytime in the future, they're taking the bloody piss. Because they could have done that for the real grade Akatsuki, and yet they haven't done that. They'll be taking the bloody piss if they do that. Hey Vimpsir! Vimpsir. Sorry about that. Dang, bad idea going to happen to these kits then. With this kit, the GN flag and the upcoming Hathaway's Gustav Karl using all new mills with no reused parts from the old HG variants. I turned British there. HG variants. Yeah, they've been going ham. And by the way, the Gundam Greep. Just one sec. This thing also came in the mail with the 7th Gundam. It's a huge box. It's a massive, thick box. But this kit has no parts from the Geminis. And as far as I remember, the original design, not this design, the original design has Geminis parallels. So the fact that they struck a entirely new mold just for the Gundam Greep is insane to me. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure whether or not the original, not the Operation Galliarest one, the original Gundam Greep was developed based on data on the Geminis or something like that. I don't know. I haven't read the manga in that level of detail, but please correct me. Hey PR4, nice to welcome in. It sounds like you were a bit far from the mic for a few minutes. Huh. That's weird. Actually, let me just tune up the sensitivity a bit. I don't want my microphone to peak, but that's maximum. That's the maximum. So that I can watch this back. Since we have both G-Line Standard and Light, we'll be surprised to release the Assault Armor in the full custom likely in February, but I'm being hopeful. They wouldn't release something this soon, like, without an announcement. Like, even the Strike Freedom Type 2, they announced that before. So that's why they've put the listings up recently and released it in March. They've announced that in like the last hobby show or something like that. So I don't think they would release a kit that soon without any warning. A stray looking ass. Why not a full mechanics Theta Plus? Because there's no full mechanics double Zeta Gundam. And there's no master grades for Moon yet. But I don't think a master grade Theta Plus version Ka is out of the question, knowing that it basically is the Double Zeta Gundam. Because if you guys don't know, the code, the development name for the Double Zeta Gundam is the Theta Gundam. Which is funny because it has so many square angles instead of having... No, pi is the circle. It has so many square angles. I was about to make a math joke. But yeah, because theta is usually used for the unknown angles in mathematics, at least from what I've learned in school anyway. So I guess that joke was going the right way, but it didn't land. It didn't land as hard as I wanted it to. But yeah, the Double Zeta Gundam is developed under the name Theta Gundam. Oh my god, shut up. What the hell? Yeah, my friends are just yapping about random stuff. And whatever that's vibrating might be my watch. I just got done building my my Master Grade 007 sword. How was it, actually? I've seen the posts you've posted in the server. How was it? If this keeps on, I'm gonna shut my watch up. Personally, like a real grade Zeta 2.0. I personally would like a double Zeta real grade. You know, yo, how's the build on the 7th Gundam so far? It's been good, actually. I didn't struggle at all building the whatever that I built. And even though there are some small parts here and there, the separation is just beautiful. Like painted Vulcans. I really hope we don't take that for granted now. I give up. My friends have been yapping a lot. So, yep. Do not disturb for my watch it is. My MG Moon Gundam is a shell, but I think it will be a Verka, who knows. Yeah, but I mostly mean we don't have any master grades from Moon Gundam. By the way, I hope Bandai announces G-Line Assault Armor in full custom ASAP. Hopefully so, because based on the design images I've seen of the Assault Armor, I think I would enjoy that a lot. Like, the G-Line Standard and G-Line Light armors are basically skin swaps of each other if you think about it. Granted, they might have some technical differences in the game, but for gunpla, it doesn't really matter all that much. So, hopefully, because the assault armor is so functionally different compared to the other two, hopefully they would announce that at some point this year, and I may be looking at one of my favorite G-Line variants among the 4. Still haven't looked into what the full custom is like though. I doubt to remove for a car. People like Moon Gundam for its Gyobu styling. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, they can just retool the Regi's 1.5 into the Regi's ID. Am I saying that like I'm like freaking Aaron or something like that? Because I'm not too familiar with those mechanical designs. I'm sorry. Hello, nice catching you live. Hey, John Taro. Welcome in. The kid's looser than I thought, to be honest. I like the sword and gun gimmicks. Definitely want to get LEDs, but I need to tighten the joints. I don't remember seeing like many Master Grade 00 reviews in the past, but I'll take your word for it. Because yeah, the 007 sword is not exactly a light design, so it's just natural for it to suffer heavy issues, I think. How's the build so far? I was planning to get this kit. It's quite good, to be honest. It's quite good. Like, that's basically the shoulders done, without the top panel. But look at this. If it were released when the original full armor was released, these verniers right here will need to be painted. But look at this. This is just full-on color separation. Maybe they'll put the full armor parts in these slots down here. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely not trying to grasp at straws for this thing. I'm just gonna enjoy it for what it is. Congrats on the 18.9k subs. Thank you. Thank you. We've also had a couple of subscriber memberships and super chats on this stream. I'm glad to hear those sound effects play out, to be honest. Are you Filipino? No, I'm not Filipino. I'm Chinese. I think this kid defo needs a stand too, so gonna need to cop stuff from AliExpress. Haha. Just buy like an action-based one from any local store. And just be done with it. Action bases don't need that much faff. Not unless you're looking for one of those special ones. Have you ever built the GBZ Exia kit? What's that? Thank you, G Coffee, for subscribing, but oh my god, I forgot I had my headphones tuned to the max just to hear my playback, and that freaking scared me. I put on the Hajiroboshi effect as well, so that shouldn't sound too like intrusive, but god damn. Have you tried branching out to other model kits like Girl Plus? Yes, I have. In fact, I have the Figure Eye Standard Sulata Mercury and Miorina Rembrandt on my channel. They didn't do well, so I didn't really bother with it. I did contemplate getting into the Bocce kits. I got one for my friend. Of course, she loved it because it's Bocce, but I don't know if I want to get into it. Like, I don't want to get into it for the channel. But for my own entertainment, maybe? I don't know. Because now that the full ban from Bocce the Rock has been announced, there's always like this kind of lingering pressure to, if you get one, you have to get all of them. And they're not the most easily available kits in the world, mind you, because they only had like one run. I don't think I can find Bocce anymore. Akita, as far as I know from my immediate sources, she isn't available anymore. And now that we have Riol coming out later this year, and of course Nichika coming out even later this year. And knowing how popular those kits are, you'd definitely be hard pressed to find one, especially for a good price, because at the very least you're gonna be paying like 30 quid for it. But I want to try and branch out to some other pla, because I do have a China pla kit that is lingering over my head right now that I want to build. And I do have some third-party gunpla, like the Jim Spartans from Code Fairy. I want to do those as well. And of course, I also have the DX scale Ikaruga from Knights and Magic, and I also have to build that as well. Maybe I'll do a stream for them. I don't know. I don't want to do a stream of black kits just because, well, the setting. But maybe I'll do a stream for the Moderoid DX scale Ikaruga if you guys are interested. Yeah, Bocce kit sold out immediately, yeah. I believe it's pronounced RIGAZID as in identification. So it's literally an acronym then. I mean the ID part. I don't know why the hell the group is the only one to have its original runners rather than reuse Gemini's parts like the Aesculapius and Bernapius. I don't know, maybe the redesign, whoever did the redesigns thought that it's not a good idea to use the Geminis. And maybe because it's like the ultimate form of the Genuous, not Genuous, the Geminis lineage. Imagine Genuous of the Geminis lineage, that it deserves a complete redesign. Maybe, I don't know. But will that pay off for it? I'll find out soon enough. But the one thing I don't know, I can take it as a blessing in disguise, but I am a little bit peeved that it doesn't have like a full transformation gimmick in the torso. Because, hey, can I insert you into my car, Petrol? But thank you for subscribing anyway. Because I think the original high grade has like a fully foldable like midsection, kind of like the flags in a way, for its transformation. So I was kind of bummed out that they didn't implement that into the new Gundam Creep. But maybe that is for the better. I don't know how like tedious the parts formation is gonna get, but we'll see soon enough. And by the way, I also gone the extra mile and I bought both of the Geminis expansion packs, just because they've introduced a new form of the Gundam Genuous into the manga called the Operation Galliarest Genuous, which is basically like a mixed match of parts. So you have the missile pod from the ground equipment, you have both the assault booster and the high mobility booster from the original pack, and you have the nose cone of the Gundam Greep used as like a shield or something. So it's basically like a patchwork of all things Geminis into one form. And I think it will not be able to handle all of that weight. But like I've said for the Greep, we shall see. How about Konobuki girl plot like the Frame Arms girls in Megami Device line? It's really not my thing, unfortunately. Chikutori, I fell into that trap, MJ. I intend to only get the 30-minute preference bullshit and Mule, but ended up pre-ordering. Hey, at least you got to pre-order all of them. I would never have a chance to collect the entire band anymore. And hey, Edison Kelly, thank you for the super chat, $2 US. Think the Massacre G Clock's Dom would use the 1.5 frame? No. Like I said before, they've struck an entirely new mold for the high grade, so I don't think anything is gonna stop them from striking a new mold for a potential Massacre G Clock's Dom. And especially because they have to implement the third leg. I'm gonna stop speaking before we all hit the gutter. Can't wait for February because of release of 30-minute Sisters Caster Artoria. Is it like a fake Grand Orders type of things? Hi Jews, more Ikaruga content the better. I may consider streaming it then. But don't expect that review to come out like anytime soon, because it's not one of my priorities at the moment. And because I want to get like the gunpla out of the way, and treat the rest of the kids as like older kids. So I'm gonna focus on getting at least the 11 remaining gunpla from 2025 out of the way. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't want to include the General Fortress, the 3 SD kits from last March, into the list. Nor do I think the Glass Feather RX-78-2 deserves a place on the list. Just because there's so many like strong contenders within 2025 that I think I can immediately eliminate them from the list. So maybe I don't need to rush too much to get those guys out, especially with how many paint apps the Glass Feather RX-78-2 Grandpa needs. But we shall see. We shall see. If the weather warms up by the time I get to them, then so be it. I'll do like a full-on week-long painting session just to get those details on. By the way, I'm contemplating on letting go of my entry-grade version of the Glass Feather, just because I don't think I have anything additional to add onto what how do I put this? I think everything that needs to be said has been said, even by the more unreliable creators in the scene. Just because the Glass Feather expansion set for the entry grade RX-78 FOO. Yeah, if you know, you know. So I'm considering letting that go, and the same can be said for the entry grade wing. Just because I got it and I wanted to cancel it, but HLJ changed their policies so that you cannot cancel any pre-orders you put in, which is very sad. So I'm thinking of letting go of that as well. Please review Warhammer Kill Team Starter Set, MJ. Again, not one of my priorities, but maybe if I can know someone who can get me into it, then I'll try it out. I'll basically do kind of like an experience video talking about it and how it was for me. Kind of like the reverse of how a lot of Warhammer creators decide to jump into Gunpla. More armor core kits. Hey, I do have the tank with HLJ right now, and I do have Milktooth, the Malander, and both weapon sets in my backlog. I pulled them out just because I was hoping to get to them soon, but the remaining Gunpla has arrived. So I'm gonna be tackling those first before I tackle any armor core kits. They're not gonna be included in the list anyway, so there's no point in rushing that. And by the way, I really love how they did this. They basically made these cutouts hollow so that the joints peek through and add onto the color apps. And even if you bend it, it's a traditional double joint. It doesn't bend, but it doesn't have like any like visual imperfections while you bend it, if that makes any sense. I really like how they implemented those joint caps. It's very, very nice. It's a stacked piece that's tied to the bicep, but you really don't know that you really cannot tell. You genuinely cannot tell. What's happening now? I just finished one of the arms. So I'm gonna finish the other arm, get the hands on, and then I'm gonna get the legs. How long have we been streaming now? About an hour. So it's relatively average pace. And Demion doesn't look so popular. Hey, I got put on back order. And I really just hope that only means that HLJ wasn't able to process my order in time before they had to shut their doors on Friday, rather than me just being genuinely put on back order, because I am going to be getting that from an alternate source if I don't get it from HLJ. And by that time, I will have a duplicate because I'm not allowed to cancel it. So if anyone in the UK who wants a duplicate Endymion G Quarks, please let me know. Nah, I'm joking. That possibility hasn't popped up yet, but if it does, I'm gonna announce it on my channel. SNAA kits are pretty cheap for their build, as you know, 4 or 5 of them were made, but damn, the build quality is so good. Maybe if the Alclay Pink 2 impresses me, I'll get into the SNAA kits. I don't know why hell bootlegs are making gunpla a band. I would make the rounds of Jeremy and Black Knight. Not Black Knight. Black Dogs Squad, Jim Spartans, and the rest. Also, tries SNAA kits. Mecha Kaikochi says pretty good. Hey, you cannot really trust what he says, okay? I trust the community word of mouth before I trust him. But like I said, if the Alclay Pink 2 impresses me on the quality of China Pla, then maybe I'll get into the SNAA kits when I have the time. Because really right now I really don't have the time. I'm actually very short on time because of my full-time job. But hey, if you guys heed Jury's advice, maybe you can... Nah, I'm not gonna beg right now. I'm not gonna plug my sponsor account. But hey, if you guys want to tip through sponsor, the link is in chat. Can I pin it actually? I think I can pin it. It's somewhere in chat. I cannot do it through Streamlabs. Pin message. Message pinned. There we go. 100? Oh my god. HLJ is your sponsor. HLJ, I'm a HLJ affiliate. Personally, I want it. I'll pencil that down then. The head is so nice, making the kit one of the most handsome. Wait, John, do you mean the 7th Gundam or the G-Quux Endymion unit? What store do I get my gunpla from? I get it from all over the place. Usually if it's new releases, I get it through either RCJAZ, which is a Hong Kong based... Why did I cut that out? RCJAZ, which is a Hong Kong based store. Or, well, if I'm lucky enough to get it from HLJ, then HLJ it is. But if I'm not, I get it either through Bai or through RCJAZ. But if I were to get like some of the more older designs, then if I have any luck over here, I will get it from either, well, I'll get it from Kidultverse and Gundam Mad particularly, those types of stores. But I usually buy more paints from local stores than I do kits. With that said, I still want to get a real grade Zagok and 2 more real grade Exius. I mentioned that before in the stream. The 7th though, sorry. Yeah, the 7th Gundam, yeah, I absolutely love it. Like I said, the old 7th Gundam, these blue bits on the cheeks, they're stickers. But in this kit, they're part separated. The head is sharpened up as well. They had to... I think the arms are bulkier if they don't have any design differences between this and the full armor. But we'll do like a full comparison after the build is done. I feel like we can get this done in one sitting. Because it's just so simple. It only has like 6 runners. 5 of which contribute to the body and the weapons. So, based on my experiences up until this point, it's a very beginner-friendly kit. Kikatech, Union Gundam, and are good story. Yeah, Kikatech. I do get some pre-orders from them as well. Union Gundam, I gotten their... I've gotten some spare parts from them. Bootleg companies gonna love the 7th Gundam maybe. Maybe. What other RBO suits do you want to be a master grade? I would honestly buy it if they made Gushin or Kimura's Vidar. I would want the Bale in master grade form. Because I don't think neither the high grade nor the full mechanics has done it justice. I would want to see a Master Grade Bale, based on what I've seen from the Gundam Vidar and the Gundam Barbatos Lupus. I want to see that. Let me actually get C22. Did I use this 22 already? Nope, I haven't. Good thing too. Yeah, I'll clean it up a little bit. Yeah. I'm betting on it. Master Grade Bale is most likely going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. Hopefully so. To be honest, shouldn't the 0081 model kits be retail, man? I need the 7th Gundam. Hey, a lot... Like, that can be said for a lot of the kits that released recently. But unfortunately, they're all thrown into P Bandai. Because they're not like a mainstream thing. Trust me, with how, like... the 2026 catalog is going, I bet you we're gonna get more P Bandai kits, gunpla anyway, than we do retail kits. Because do you guys remember, like, when we thought we were gonna have a drought last year? Because the catalog from for the first half of last year looked a little bit dry. Well, apparently they were holding back G-Quux on us. And they've announced the series during December of 2024. But that time has passed already for 2025. And I think we're genuinely going to be stuck with a drought in terms of new releases. But obviously, knowing that we have the Strike Freedom Type 2, we have the Real Great Astray Red Dragon, and maybe we'll have more kits down the line as well. Apparently I was missing a part, okay. Then we may possibly have a year that has more P Bandai Gunpla than we do retail. Which is very sad to think about. Man, the G0 yeah, the G07 is looking so good, I need it, yeah. Just wait until it's fully completed and you have a full proper look of it. "2026 P Bandai galore." Precisely. Yeah, Bale looks so beautiful with some nice sharp angles and extra details. One would hope it comes with the Space DNG sword effects like the Metal build does. Space Ding sword effect part, like the lens flare. Yeah, I get it. Main body for Hyakushiki 2.0 is done. Just gotta panelize some of it some of it with the disc-based software marker and move on to the wing binders and weapons. Hey, congrats! That's good progress. Everybody's making good progress tonight. Still holding up hope for a high-grade G-Quux gun tank. Hey, we're getting the Hambrabi in June, so God knows how likely that would be. Yes, the Bale needs a kit that does the design justice. I would love if Bale used the metal robot aesthetics as references for a Master Grade. Does the no, the Barbatos Lupus has a metal robot spirit. I actually have it, but I don't think it looks all that good. The Master Grade looks far, far better. But I think the Bale and the Kimaris Vidar look their best in those figure forms. Excuse me. And I've actually missed a part. I read too far ahead. So yeah, I would really hope really hope they make like Master Grades of the Bale at some point soon. C121 21. I really want to get the G-Quux Hambrabi. I haven't put down any pre-orders on HLJ. Knowing No, because the news just completely slips me by. So I will be getting those from an alternate source if I'm gonna do that. But, G-Quux, Hammurabi, it basically did nothing in the show, and maybe that's another reason to push myself to get it, just so I can see like what it would have been. Also, the Gundam base is landing is closing in Mars. Did anyone grab anything from there? Not really, no. I only grabbed, like, you were there with me, but I only grabbed like a set of cards. But I really want to go down there at least once or twice more, just so I can hang out with people. I'll have to get that arranged at some point. Okay, so this goes like this, and this goes like this. So that's the full arm done. And I'll get the other one. Then that's the upper body done. We could have a Master Grade Flower Rose, Cushion Rebate, Chimeras in all of its variants, Marcosias, and many more, but Bandai is being stingy as hell when it comes to IBO Master Grades. They've only busted out like 2 of them just because it was the anniversary, nothing more. So yes, Bandai is being very, very stingy about it. Still holding on holes for, a high-grade dog room kit even if they were P Bandai. Dog room? Is that like another mecha series that I'm not aware of? And by the way, I think was it Revan? Somebody asked me to review oh come on. Why can't I scroll back up? Am I missing? Trusting review on Mecha Coast is like me when I was a teenager, yeah. Somebody is asking me to review a Macross kit? Yeah, Revan, the VF31J. I'll probably have to watch Macross for that to happen. People are already modeling the other IBO Gundams on the Master Grade Iron Blooded Orphans frame, and I gotta believe it's only a matter of time before a bare Master Grade Iron Blooded Orphans Gundam frame becomes available on AliExpress or something. Well, praise the third party kits. I can almost guarantee a Master Grade bail on my plamo since it's such thinking lol. Gundam Dragons is our open troopers, and I'm all for it. It's gonna be a bit of a pain for me to get through then. Because all I'm in here for is, well, Gundam. And granted, there are some DX scale Knights of Magic things coming out from Good Smile Company this year, so I'm also looking forward to those as well. But I think I'm gonna treat the drought as like a good window of opportunity, just because if I manage to get through like a lot of the Gunpla from 2025 in February, then the drought will give me a chance to review some of the older kits, because I am dying to review some of those. Like, a lot of which are Build Fighters kits, especially Build Fighters amazing kits, which I really, really want to review. Like something like the Tall Strike Gundam Glitter, the M91, the Amazing Strike Freedom, and I also have resin kits for the Nyaya Astray that I want to do. And I want to do more like resin conversion kits in general, just so as to bring the more obscure stuff to the limelight. Because, like I said on Jury's stream, that's like one of my, that's my bread and butter, bringing obscure stuff to the limelight. Am I doing something wrong? What is number 4 for? Ah, for the open hands. Okay. It's for the specialized hands then. Okay. Noted. Where are my dishes? There we go. It's a fun time. You could meet and greet. You could do a meet and greets of sorts, maybe. But I don't think I would attract like the good side from Bandai. Knowing how I'm too honest with their kits. Okay, so I'm gonna get the 2 standard holding hands done, and we can move on to the legs. Because we had a Destiny Impulse, imagine a Legend-based Impulse, Legend Impulse Gundam, maybe in an MSV. Or maybe we'll get like high grades of the Chaos, Gaia, and Abyss Impulse. Nightingale's so lovely. People already, yeah. Fang of the Sun Dogram is an old mecha series from Sunrise. Why do I get deja vu from it? I must have seen something about it before. Have you heard of the Gundai AI diorama generator? Yes, they've been putting on they've been putting pamphlets in their kits about it. And honestly, I don't want to divulge, like, not divulge. I don't want to like dive into it. Mostly just because I don't have the time, but I don't know. I would rather appreciate, like, even though building dioramas isn't my thing, I would rather appreciate the craftsmanship from people who actually go into the effort of building dioramas than doing it myself with an AI. And even if you don't go ahead and build dioramas, if you just do like Photoshop to put your gunplas in a scene, that's still a degree of like arts and like craftsmanship, and I appreciate that more than using AI to replicate that stuff. And honestly, I don't know why Bandai is pushing so much in this like digital age, like pushing AI on people. Am I looking at this too cynically? Or just completely in the wrong way? I don't know. Just because I think AI, like, my stances on AI are that we can use them to faff around all we want. So long as it doesn't replace anything professional, then we can use it to mess around and laugh at how stupid the results are based on a couple of prompts. And hello Gundam fan guy, hello! If you ever feel useless, real grade Zeta exists. Hey, come on. Thoughts on the Iron Toys Abyss, the third party Gundam Harut having a 1-100 massacre style on it? Not really. I don't really have much thoughts on it. Hope you enjoy the Sadly P Bamco kit, just like everyone and their mothers apparently. We'll get it soon. Hopefully, because I'm enjoying it so far. Did I cut out the wrong piece? I must have. You better read the manual. Okay, so I need 21 from these grey runners. Yep, I definitely cut out the wrong piece. Why is the finishing of these arms taking me so long? This is just prime ADHD at its disposal, man. Prime ADHD. Let me see if I missed out on any messages. I wouldn't mind Dogram Kid saving with P Bandai. So bootlegs, yeah. Don't want to grab red or yellow Kihar 2 armor with a long rifle. Yeah, I mean, third parties are actually surging in popularity at the moment just because they're doing so much. Like, they're a godsend to the gunpla community just because they're doing, like, people have been telling me they're doing the Astray No Name, which is, well, even though they kept the maroon, it's still a fantastic like base option if the fitment isn't like atrocious. But third party kits have been like a godsend to the gunpla community at the moment. Just because of like Bandai being very stingy with what they do, especially with their reissues. Speaking of third-party Haruts, I need to build my Effect Wing Harut someday. No, wait. Was the there was a Harut Final Battle version that made the rounds before. Is that made by Star or is that made by someone else? I know I mentioned it in my own review, but it's like 3 years ago at this point. So I completely forgot. It's essentially bad as a to make AI generated dioramas with you. Gunpla, the backgrounds look gross and likely the least money wasting thing down the metaverse. Yeah, so I would. So I'm not looking at this too cynically then, because I heavily believe that like even Photoshop like can do a better job than that. Okay, I'm actually gonna build both legs at the same time like it instructs, so as to hopefully save time. Yeah, that's the Effect Wings Harut. It was the 1:144 scale final battle version before Bandai came out with one. That's the one with the opening hatches on the cannons and legs with the 10 scissor bits, isn't it? Because I do remember seeing a review of that. I don't remember it being like made by Effect Wings though. I thought it was made by a company called Star. RAM prices are increasing day by day due to AI. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, my stance on AI is that we can use them to mess about, that's all. If it replaces anything professional, that's where I draw the line. Well, time to go back. Time for me to go back playing an Ace Combat 3 Japan version. Have fun, Haijuice, have fun. Opening hatches, tons of scissor bits, LED supports, and water slides included. Tons of stats for the scissor bits too. That's very comprehensive. Like, it's not like the pathetic attempt that Bandai did just to fill a hole. Yeah, RAM I bought for about 40 quid in the last few years, now it's about 125 quid. It's actually mad. That's crazy. And by the sounds of it, that's just like the over reliance on AI causing RAMs to just go drive their prices up. I know that didn't make sense grammatically, but you know what I mean. High grade Final Battle Harut is made by Hobby Star. Ah. So that was the one I was thinking about. Hobby Star. Thank you for reminding me. Anyone else hyped for Genshin Luna 3 or 6.3? I haven't followed Genshin ever since Natlan came out, and honestly, I didn't follow Genshin anymore just because Natlan was so unbearably boring. Like, for me, if there's a story, I want to go straight, like, I want to focus on the main objectives. I don't care about the side objectives. Sure, it may be character building and whatnot, but I don't care. And that's what made Natlan so mind-numbingly boring to me. It's just because there's too many side quests about characters that I don't give a damn about. And especially since now I have I initially devoted time to just getting my channel back on track, and now I have like a job to do. I literally have no time to just sit around and spend almost 6 hours on a quest that I would never even finish. Like, literally. A funny lore drop about me. I built the Stormbringer PF while I was playing, while I had Genshin in the background. So it's one of those, I think, 5.2 quests or something like that. I spent 5.5 hours on the Stormbringer PF just building it up. And yet, the quest is, still nowhere near finished. And that's how bad it has gotten. And it's not like the story is even interesting to keep me hooked. I'd rather watch Avengers Endgame twice than sit around watching stock animations and those dialogues that I'm not interested about in Genshin. Natlan was bland except for only Capitano. Yeah, Captain Bright. Not Cry has been really good. I would recommend it to you, but I know you love your lore and demon archons. Yep. And that Hobby Star Harut store 10 scissor bits on the giant knee guards and... Oh, just... Yeah. That I remember, Haijuice. That I remember. You still playing gacha games? No, I don't. Well, G-Gen Eternal... I don't even have the time to log on to G-Gen Eternal, recently. Just because I was so focused on other ventures. So no, I don't play gacha games. I don't even have any time to play, proper games even. You guys know I play Warframe, and I have sunk literally 4,000 hours into it, over 4,000 hours, and now with my job and me wanting to go even deeper into content creation, I literally did not have the time to log into Warframe even. So yeah, this is basically what my time is being spent on, and honestly, I don't mind. I genuinely don't mind. Because I think, like, ever since the collaboration with Juri Han, my spark has just come back. Because I like to, despite how stuttery I am, I like to just contribute to the community. And like I said, helping people is like what I really like to do. So I want to get back into this horse and see how far I can push this venture, just because I have so many things that I want to experiment with my channel on this year. Especially with the debut of my PNG tuber avatar. Me and my 500 wacky Gundam prototypes built in the 1 year war. Dorm. Dorm, yeah, yep, I getcha. I getcha. So many ARC 78s. Does take a long time for sure. Play DMC 3? Like I said, I don't even have the time. Bro's working day and night, Fridgeman by Fridgeman by day, builder by night. Yes, I work in a I work in a freezer warehouse. That's why I'm so knackered every day. Oh yeah, by the way, I haven't even started talking about my week. God damn. But hey, I've had a very, very long week this week. Because I went to work on Monday, which is typical, but on the way home, I had, on the way to work, I realized that I had a tire pressure warning, which is all well and good, but it's extremely inconvenient just because I had the tire pressure warning before Christmas. I pumped my tires back up, I recalibrated the pressure sensors, all was well. I bought myself a couple, I think a couple 100 miles at least, and when I was on my way to work during on Monday, I got it again, and I thought, screw it, I'll just hopefully last until Friday, because I have a day off on Friday. I had a day off on Friday. Well, at least I would have had a day off on Friday. So I'll probably ask my dad about the details about getting a booking in just to change my tires. And unfortunately, I got off work, it was midnight, I drove home, and then a couple of potholes later, I had a flat tire. And so I was sitting out there past midnight, not knowing who to call, except for Ghostbusters, and not knowing what I'm gonna do, because I've never been in that situation before, and I feel rather guilty just because I didn't decide to pump my tire back up before I set off. So my tire just came completely clean off my rim. So I decided to call for rescue. I'm not gonna divulge who it is just because I don't want to bust my location, but I called for help, and thankfully they've gotten to me relatively quickly. It was about an hour and 10 minutes of waiting on the side of the road. But it was dark, it was cold, I was shivering in my car, and I had to keep the engine on just to have the heater on, because it was single degree temperatures out there. But luckily rescue came quickly, but then I realized that my car does not have the key to my locking wheel nut, which was extremely inconvenient just because this is the one time where security measures completely screwed me over. Because a locking wheel nut, if you guys don't know, is basically a specialized wheel nut to keep your rim inside. So you have to have a special key in order to unscrew it, which was inconvenient for me because even when I gone ahead and bought the car, it wasn't a thing. There was no locking wheel nuts in the boot. And so I let the rescue guy try and force it off, but it didn't work. And with all of that said and done, it was about 2 a.m. And so with all of that said and done, the rescue guy told me to give him a garage, a name of a garage. Where am I at in the build? Give him a name of a garage, and he'll tow it there. He would tow it there and drop me off home on the way. So I did, and because the garage I chose was near where my dad worked, I decided that, well, with all said and done, I slept at 4 a.m. but I decided that I got up at 7, just so I can hitch a ride with my dad, just so he can drop me off at the garage, and so that I can pick my car up. So I was literally sleep deprived throughout the week, and I decided to call into work, just because working in a freezer, it would not be safe with just 3 hours of sleep. And everything went as planned, but I was just still trying to recover from it, and I'm 140 quid down the drain, just because I had to, first of all, get the pay the service fee, but not literally a car service, but just to pay the fee for them busting open my locking wheel nuts, and it's like 120 quid for the tire itself, which is a large sum of money. But and then again, I got paid this week, so it's not too bad. I'm more ashamed of the fact that I lost my sleep just because of a stupid, negligent mistake. But yeah, we do love DMC3. Will your avatar be Michael Jackson, your true identity, lol? No, Reiji, no. I'm going for a more anime aesthetic. You guys will know whenever I decide to debut my avatar. It may be the next stream, actually. It may be the next stream. But because I have plans on Saturday and Sunday, I don't think I will be streaming on the weekend. Maybe on either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But actually, if I had to stream on the weekdays, which day would it be most convenient for you guys? Just because streaming on the weekday, everybody's going to probably be at work or asleep, so it would be quite inconvenient to stream on the weekdays. But if you guys are free to join, or if you guys have a day you prefer me to stream, if I have to stream on a weekday, please let me know. But maybe by the next stream I will be debuting my avatar. We do love DMC. Oh yeah, be aware your tire pressure can get triggered by cold temperatures. Yeah, cold temperatures and a crap ton of potholes. Yeah, I started driving my car the other day and it felt jittery while driving, but I realized it was just the ice buildup. I was so paranoid. I'm sorry. Hello, Godzilla. Hello. Tires are so outdated. We need to have car legs up, for God's sake. Yeah, I agree with you. First name, last name. So I'm building a model and I don't know what to do. Pray tell. If you have any questions about building model kits, let me know, Godzilla. What's your problem? Yeah, bipedal cars can't wait. No, we need Transformers. No, we need Transformers. We need actual Transformers. If a Gundam weighs about 10 tons, that's roughly 6 cars. That's probably gonna be a few 120,000 pounds. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the drama by Side Games announced their open AI studio to ease production on Uma Musume, but since AI is frowned upon, people are getting mad and leaving Uma Musume. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. They're trying to cut costs. From the sounds of it, they're trying to cut costs and increase production. And by that, they're taking away jobs. I can very much understand why people frown upon that. But I would like to keep this, keep my YouTube channel as drama-free as possible. So if it's just like topics like that, sure, go ahead. But if it's interpersonal drama, that's where I draw the line. So if you like dramatic topics, they're fine for me if they don't like directly involve a specific person. But if it's really just interpersonal drama, no thank you. I want to keep it free from the channel as much as possible. If we have to bring a creator up, it better be because we want to seek like constructive input or something like that. Like if we're talking about another like gunpla reviewer or like any other creator that's done stupid shit or something like that. But if we have to bring someone up, it better be for good reason. Otherwise, I will not indulge in that topic. Any day but Wednesday. Okay. Side Games with all their wisdom chose to create AI studio. Pathetic. Yeah. Hey Aguilos. If people that Side Games AI studios in production purposes, people are generally mad at AI. Are we gonna really lose our niche to AI? like personally, I think anime would have been the last thing that people replace, like use AI for, and apparently One Punch Man season 3 has already done that. So honestly, I genuinely fear for the future of anime if that's the trend we're going to go down. Question for fans: Asmodee or Astaroth Nascimento? Asmodee. Aim to elevate all who are good to you in the community. Yep, exactly. That's why I don't want to do any like unnecessary critiques or just basic drama in general. Hey, we've had 40 views, like 40 concurrent viewers at some point. And people hate OPM's One Punch Man season 3 because of that. Yeah, I like that's the first series that brought AI use in anime to my attention. Like granted, AI has been used for like shit posts and whatnot in the anime community, but to use it for like a genuine production like that genuinely saddens me. Just because like I think like a lot of like the animation is getting quite textbook in recent years, and now we're gonna cut costs further by using AI in them. It's like, give me a break. I know we are lacking like talented animators in the scene, but I don't know. I don't know what else I can input on this subject. Perhaps we treat CGI anime too harshly. Yes, we have. We definitely have. Look at the quality of like Hathaway or the stuff from Unicorn. That CGI animation was absolutely great. Skynet is gonna be reality. Stockpile EM weapons and EM grenades, guys. Actually, no. Skynet was a reality. Well, Skynet in Terminator was a thing just because AI has gotten too advanced. But personally, I don't think the AI revolution is gonna be because AI gets too advanced for our own good. I personally think it's gonna happen just because of our over-reliance and our diminishing critical thinking skills. Like, that's what I said to the people at work. Like, the AI isn't gonna take over just because they outsmarted us. AI is gonna take over just because we rely on it too much, and we're gonna get stupider in relative to AI. I don't know if it's cynical for me to say that, but that's how I think. That's why I think we need to really push back on AI. However we may choose to do it. 90s style animation was the product of incredible talent and an economic bubble. Recreating an AI would be totally soulless. And yeah, I would agree. And to be honest, even the YouTube landscape has been taken over by AI. And it saddens me about that. It genuinely saddens me. Like, I thought of like, I don't know, having a go at AI just to make fun of it, but at least you have my word that I would not use it to replace my to professionally replace me as like a creative entity. And I think that's as much as I can input on this subject. Just because it genuinely does sadden me. Hello, just woke up. It's 6:15 in Thailand. Good morning, George. Welcome in. We were discussing about discussing AI and that sort of stuff while I'm building the Gundam Unit 7. Am I doing something wrong or something? I have to keep this bent. Oh, there's a nut mark I haven't cut. See? ADHD. ADHD at its finest. There's a gigantic nub here that I didn't even bother to cut away. What a dingus. How's it going? Hey Silver! Welcome to the stream. It's going well, actually. It's going well. I was kind of running out of stuff to talk about, so I was just rambling on about AI for a little bit. But Yeah, I want to talk about lighthearted stuff now. I have had a long week. Let's just try to bring it back. Last day of the week. Last day of the week. Let's try to bring it back. Let's try to end it off with something lighthearted. Am I Delulu or is Banner using AI the most believable thing? Hey, they've sunk in like 15 billion yen into the metaverse, and look at how that came out. Only a line of like kits that we never get to see again. And of course we have like Miku collaborations and a lot of stuff that we genuinely don't care about or is executed very poorly. And I mean, giant soulless corporations devolving into using AI. That's one of the more believable things in this economy. But at least you'll have my word that I will not use it to professionally replace myself. Maybe like 1 or 2 videos I'll use it just to laugh at it. Like, I'll tell it to write me a script and I'll just laugh at how poor it is, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, my stance on AI is that I can, like, it's perfectly fine to use it to have fun. And that's the end of that. Anyone enjoying Nagel und Hammer? What is that, Sirenus? What is that? Haha, I love side games because I play Grand Blue Fantasy for 9 years now, but AI Studio was a surprise. I'll wait and see before judging. And well, I'm more or less talking about AI as a concept, like not necessarily trying to criticize side games for developing an AI thing. I'm just more talking about it as a concept. So if I were to do like a genuine critique, I genuinely have no leg to stand on in this race, just because I don't know side games. I don't play Uma Musume. But please, can we bring back some lighthearted stuff back, please? Anyone hyped for the new Hathaway movie? I am, but I'm not looking forward to the long wait. Curse the movie airing times. Curse them. Only played Grand Blue versus Rising last week. Haven't been commenting much, just juggling this and watching Double Zeta while building the Kyaku upper body and the leg is done so far, taking a break for now. Good work, JX Demon. Good work today. I was thinking of diorama where Gear and Zabu captured by Freddy, Spec Ops, and Site 3 was bombed just like what happened in Venezuela. Oh, for God's sake! I'm not continuing that, Yovi. Sorry. By the way, no, Angelos, no, that is not a confirmation post of us getting a high-grade Separ and a Hagenti. That's that's a Hobby Japan web build. And like I said, I want to see the article. I want to see how they've achieved it. I want to see what they've achieved with it. But it's by no means a confirmation we'd be getting Hagenti and Zepar as high-grade kits. And by the way, after I finish the waste, I'm gonna crack open my snacks, crack open my soda, and we're just gonna have a good chat, just so I can get to take a break from this thing. Not that it's bad, but talking for like an hour, like what is it, almost 2 hours straight is straining me. 2 hours, like the legs took me an hour. That's unbelievable. That's absolutely unbelievable. Okay. 20 and 10. And then after the snack break, we'll go to the weapons. Anyone, basically a fashion 100% human in Limbus Company. They hate anything not human, including prosthetic, and joke to hate AI too. Wait, is Limbus Company a game? I think I've heard of that. I think I've heard of that name before, but I just don't remember where. Imagine the bars having G-Clocks or the O. I don't think so. Personally, I don't even think the Titans should exist in G-Clocks. Just because the Federation lost the war. Well, not the Federation, yeah, the Titans shouldn't exist in G-Clocks. I'm building a high-grade G-Self Perfect Pack, the old one. I see why you guys want the MG, it looks good. Yeah, to some people it looks good, to some people it looks like a mess. But I genuinely have no qualms with the G-Self Perfect Pack. Especially the new one. But please, be careful handling the backpack. Those arms are definitely not the most well-made things in the world. I mean, the backpack arms, by the way. Nimbus Company is a game. Ah, I see. They're all scratch build. They're done by a guy called Nozomu Nakai, who is crazy skillful with Siren and Putty. And that's what happens when you talk about building. Hey, yeah. Yeah, precisely. Sahana Takuro is something. Flower has subscribed. Husband has subscribed. Thank you. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but please let me know how to pronounce it. Because that looks like a mix of Chinese, Japanese, and something else I don't know. Some type of unknown character spewed by the Darkness Devil from Chainsaw Man. Okay. Actually, hey. Thank you, Leon, for that link. If that guy has any more like insights, then I'm definitely interested to know. There must be an article in the works for this. There must be. And also, yeah, still, even with the behind the scenes looks, I think it still looks a little bit dodgy, that Gundam Hagenti. But I can appreciate the effort all the same. Where's Streamlabs? Here we go. So try the movie version. Gundam Base still has some left in stock. Yes, you definitely should. But if you don't mind, like, if you don't want another perfect pack and you don't have the atmospheric or space pack, you'd probably be better off getting the P Bandai G Self movie version with the atmospheric and space pack. Just so you don't have any repeats in your collection, if you know what I mean. The yellow color is where he resin copied the arms and legs from one side to the other. Ah, I see. MJ or anyone that has the kit, does the Destroy Gundam have the same size as the Psycho ones? I don't have the Destroy Gundam, unfortunately, so I'm unable to answer that question. Actually, I still have yet to set up my Typhoeus Gundam Chimera for on my display. I think the top shelf is about to be full, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I still want to put my Impulse Spec 2s up there. I still want to put the aerial rebuild up there to accompany my gun nodes. And we'll see. We'll see. And what I just can't be bothered. But if like one day when I'll fill up my shelf completely, I'll do like a collection tour. But remind me to keep the doors open because they're glass. If you want to see more, you'll have to get Gundam Forward Volume 20. Unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But all I want to know is whether or not they replicated the fans of the Gundam Hagenti. Actually, do like Hobby Japan web builds have like direct support from the mechanical designers or Bandai or something like that? Because I really don't know. if they have, they may like provide some better insights into the designs as well. Since Thunderbolt manga has ended, it would be nice to have a third season of Thunderbolt anime and then lots of model kits to release. It would be nice to see all the SSA suits in kit form. It would be. But I'm glad to hear that Thunderbolt has ended finally. Because sometimes when you like introduce these manga series, they never seem to end. Case in point, the Crossbone titles. And isn't it just saddening to hear that something having an end is like a good thing? And it's not like I'm saying that because a series is bad. I have no foot to stand on when it comes to Thunderbolt. But I just feel like a lot of the stories that we have like nowadays just never seem to end. And I mean, they're rehashing Assassination Classroom. Right, like there's gonna be a new Assassination Classroom movie coming out later this year. Which, I mean, granted, it's gonna be telling like a story like before the ending of Assassination Classroom, but do we really need more Assassination Classroom? It ended so satisfyingly. I don't really know like whether or not I want to see more of it. And by the way, if you guys haven't seen Assassination Classroom, you better go watch it. I highly implore you to. Yeah, we're getting more Assassination Classroom, yeah. I need to get another Gremlin to try and make a custom Zepar. I mean, the legs are pretty similar. Yeah, silver. It's also designed by Kanataka Ebikara, so of course it's gonna have like some design parallels. Destroy Gundam a little bit good due to the backpack height. I mean the hands. He's done all sorts of stuff. 1 to 100 grade design, done Talia with a 4 weapon loadout, Gamajin, and XK. Well, the Gamajin he did was pretty spot on. And I like that work. Retool real grade Fetty Xeon, high grade Perfect Gundam, high grade Thunderbolt Gundam, even some reruns would be nice. Yeah. Hopefully they do rerun the Atlas again. Because people, like, there have been a lot of requests for me to review the Atlas. I want to get the Bandit Flower version, but it's just so hard to come by. Yep, I like a short story that's a linear experience. That's precisely why I don't like modern day Genshin. They do so many side quests that detract from the main story. Well, at least in Natlan, that I just lost interest. I bought the G stuff, the old one, just to see old engineering. It's my little dream of getting one Gundam from each separate license C to present. I'm on the hunt for an old high-grade Astray now. Were they in Hong Kong the last time I was there? I think so. I don't know. I wanted to get the DSSD Astray from Stargazer, but unfortunately I've missed my chance. It is common for Gundam mangas that will never end. Good thing Thunderbolt ended. Yep. That's my point exactly. First anime I teared up to. Also bedtime for me. See y'all. Nice having you, Leon. Nice having you. Crossbow is gonna go on for so long that they reach G Savior timeline, then into G Reco. Lol. Yeah, I mean, isn't it like Crossbone X13 or something like that nowadays? I don't know. That's why they're never gonna animate Crossbone. My Atlas fall from the wall. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Silver. I'm so sorry. Had to leave for a while. How's the Gundam? It's going on well. It's actually going on well. I'm actually just about to finish up the legs. How long is the waist, by the way? How long does it take? Not long at all. So yes, I'm gonna have a snack break and just chat with you guys after I get the legs done. So it wouldn't be long from now. Just need to get these ankle pieces. I'll do it one by one. I don't want to disorient myself. I mean, Thunderbolt kits have both from Season 1, Season 2, Scalp to Oblivion. We need a third season of Gundam Ball reissues of Season 1, Season 2, and because holy, the scalp prices. Yeah, I think Thunderbolt kits had like a rerun, like a rerun at one point. That's how I got my full armor Gundam. But I don't know nowadays. That's been like a few years ago at this point. Actually, it's kind of wild to think that Hong Kong was almost 3 years ago at this point, because it was before I left properly that I got the full armor Gundam, and that was when the reissues were happening. So long ago, damn. Bandai, give me Federation Galgook Thunderbolt version of My Life Is Yours. Yeah, I doubt it. There's so many things that I doubt Bandai would do. But then again, they did manage to pull the D Gundam first out of their arses, so anything is on the table at this point by now. Anything is on the table, and I just built the ankle armor onto the wrong freaking leg. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. They're the same parts regardless. I just want to complete one leg before the other, if you get what I mean. Just completely losing track. Meanwhile, all the while you guys watch me do that. I want Thunderbolt that guy. Yeah? The only reprint, the anime color versus the original... Yeah, the original ones have been discontinued. The original ones with the vertical box art. I've seen some of those during a sale. But oh yeah, speaking of which, I still remember like walking into those, into one of those toy stores with a god-awful smell. And one of those very old-timey looking toy stores, and seeing one of those, not knowing it's a new kit. Because those original Thunderbolt kits, they look like they have a very old art style. And I was none the wiser at the time, just because I was just getting into Gundam. Like, do you know, the Build Fighters era and whatnot. And I feel like seeing that kit walking into a store that looks 40 years old, and seeing that, oh, it might just be something that they just grabbed from the bottom of storage, and it turns out it's a new kit. I miss that feeling so much. I miss it. Honestly, I miss the freshness of the hobby so much. Like when you first get into it, like if there's one thing that you guys would want to experience for the first time again, what would it be? Besides playing Subnautica for me, this is it. Like experiencing like just how grand the hobby is. And I honestly envy like a lot of the people who came into the hobby through my reviews and whatnot. Like seeing how cool everything is, and seeing how like satisfying it is to put together your first kit, even though it's like riddled with imperfections, nut marks, seam lines, improperly placed stickers, just the pure imperfection. But nonetheless, the profundity of it, like discovering just a whole new world without a magic carpet, that's like the feeling that I get. That's the feeling I got when I got into Gunpla, and especially since I had like more and more permission to buy kits on my own, that I truly decided to just go all in and appreciate the hobby for what it is. Obviously, I learned very slowly. Like, I'm just using God Hands as a crutch at the moment, but honestly, I miss that feeling when the Gunpla hobby was like a completely new experience to me. Everybody hates scalpers. Thunderbolt doesn't have bear guys, Reiji. I'd be nice to see Thunderbolt Gym Command, Ground and Space Type, and Gym Sniper 2. Yeah. It's the original manga line arts covers on those Thunderbolt kits. I would imagine so, actually. I would definitely imagine so. That's probably why they're vertical to begin with. And no wonder they look so old. And that would have been the legs done if I put this armor piece on correctly. And that's the legs done. And look at this. Just look at this part separation. You have, let me put it back into the middle. There we go. You have the center dots. You have the thrusters. Those were stickers on the full armor. I think you need to paint the insides of this vernier yellow, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. And the side pieces over here, these yellow bits, according to my full armor, they weren't even separated details nor stickers. I had to paint them in. And this bit, well, the insides of these are plastic now. On the original, well, the original full armor, they were just white recesses. And I think that, and apparently these should be yellow, which I didn't paint on my full armor. I suspect this vernier needs to be painted as well, but anyways, look at this double jointed bend. Armor separation. You gotta love it if you see it on a high grade. It's my time to go. See you later. See you later, PR4. Is that a sign? And the cannon barrel has gone crooked again. Great. But yeah, you just see the complete difference in the engineering between the years. Absolutely phenomenal. My very first gunpla is the high-grade full armor unicorn Gundam destroy mode. It fell apart, but thanks to that I buy a lot, including bootleg. You gotta always appreciate one of your first builds, mate. Just has that kind of special feeling to it. Which one do you like more between the Build Strike full package or Star Build Strike? I like the Star Build Strike better, even though it's a massive bother dealing with the clear parts and all of the effect parts, but it's just how grandiose the Star Build Strike is that I like it far better. Actually, I do want to maybe redo a Star Build Strike review on my channel, because that's like one of the first reviews that I've done on the channel. And I really want to revisit the Build Fighters era, just with my experience, because that will probably be doing it justice compared to my early experiences. By the 9, I'm tweaking. Hey, that cat. I kind of dig the design of the 7th Gundam. Pretty good redesign of Grandpa Gundam. It's essentially a 0081 version of the RX-78-2, and following on the RX-78 4, 5, and 6. What is it I need again? B34 and B30, and then the back skirt will have an insert to recreate the yellow blocks, which is pretty typical nowadays. Pretty typical. The entry grade has been doing this a long time ago. I low-key hate the Star Build Strike. I hate the concept of Build Strike Gundam was squandered by just making Plavsky particle martial arts. I hate that part, and the RG system is basically plot armor, but I just like the display and like how beautiful it is. It's a shame that it never got a real grade. My first build was the high grade Impulse. It fell down too. Fortunately, I buy it on a Beach with Strike Freedom and Destiny, and those were great, and were now part of my custom. That's nice. Well, wait, do you mean the Cosmic Era version with silver? Cosmic Era or the original version? Speaking of, my first build was the Star Build Strike. It's a good kit to start the hobby with, I think. I think the better kit would be the among the Build Strike variants, I think the best kits would be the Exceed Galaxy, obviously, just because it's an entry grade. But the full package isn't far behind either, just because all it really needs to contend with is the white stickers on the wings. That's about it. I don't know. To be fair, we've got the core Gundam, which basically does the gimmick I wish they did all along. Fair enough. Fair enough. So kind of like a full armor swap kind of gimmick. Martial arts Gundams are fun. I like Tri-Burning Gundam a lot. Yeah, so do I. I cannot decide whether or not I like the Tri-Burning or the Shin Burning better. I like the Shin Burning because of its fuller aesthetic, but the Tri-Burning has like all of these like Plavsky particle clear pieces that like gushes flames. And the burning burst system is kind of like, I don't know, like a burning passion realized in gunpla kind of thing for me. Bunch and yeah, Cosmic Era. From the OG seed line, I'm only buying Zaku Warriors. Fair enough. I actually want to buy the Zaku Warriors just because I want to give it a go, and there's like a conversion kit out there that turns it into the Hospital Zaku. And you better look it up, because the Hospital Zaku, like another utilitarian mobile suit, I really want to like add something like that into my collection. And apparently the original Zaku Warrior isn't exactly bad of a kit. So I may get that conversion kit, get someone to print it off for me, and do a review for it. Maybe someday. I don't know. I have too many resin kits that I need to paint. Honestly, I prefer the Amazing Strike Freedom's color scheme over the standard Strike Freedom. A major reason being the metallic red instead of the rather mushy looking gold plastic that looks off. Yeah. Yeah. Which one of the Amazing Strike Freedoms do you like though? In terms of color scheme itself, because I know there's the Bullet, the Rapid, the Full Amazing, the Standard, the High, the one with the fin funnels, and the Glitter. So, which one of those color schemes do you like the most? And by the way, the reason the Amazing Strike Freedom can change colors is because they have the sort of they call it variable phase shift paint in Build Fighters Amazing. So the Amazing Strike Freedom can actually go deactive, go full gray, and change its color scheme based on what packs it uses. So, is that something we would see in our lifetime? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, imagine programmable paint that can change color based on the setting it's on. Like, the most we have is chameleon paints, and not even that is that advanced. And to be honest, I can gush about like the Amazing series all day if I really wanted to. Have you seen the new era Fenrir kit? Is that a Zoid or something? Because I haven't seen it. I need to find the high grade Earth 3 and high grade 00 divers to complete the set. It's not exactly a hard thing to do. Depending on where you're from anyway, George. Thailand, so it shouldn't be that hard to do. My first kit was actually the RG EVA Unit 0 followed by 03. My profile picture is actually this commission I got a while ago of my persona and a custom EVA to pilot the suits I got from my friend. The resolution is a bit poor, so let me actually go on to your page and look at your profile profile properly. Ah, that doesn't look bad. That looks good actually. That's like I don't know, oil painting mixed with a comic aesthetic. I like it. Where's Streamlabs again? The Sea Destiny Zaft suits are straight up Xeon knockoffs. Like, they don't really get copyright strikes by Xeon. Yeah, exactly. And you wouldn't want to see Sea Freedom just because they have the Gelgook and the Gyan. And I think it's just those two. It continues. Oh yeah, and the Zagok. Yeah, the Zagok. I can't believe I completely forgot about that. Is it resin? Oh, it's third-party resin. Wait, that cat. Do you mean the hospital Zaku I was talking about? I was mentioning the Build Fighters version. Must be some missing context then. No, No, matter. Like I said, there are so many variants of the Amazing Strike Freedom. Just go look it up, and maybe you'll see a color scheme that you like of its many variants. Because like I said, there's the original Amazing Strike Freedom. There's one with the fin funnels of the High New Raid, and then you have the Bullet, the Rapid, the Full Amazing, and the Glitter. So there are at least like 4 different color schemes of the Amazing Strike Freedom that you can choose. Well, the wiki calls the Bullet Amazing Strike Freedom the Barrett Amazing Strike Freedom, just because things have been lost in translation. The high grade is what I have. I'm talking about the design matter. I'm talking about the designs. But the high grade, yeah, the Amazing Strike Freedom definitely has like a more bold color scheme. It's somehow more cohesive. And I think it's just because it is so like daring to put like, I don't know, a fruit salad of colors on the kit that makes it so endearing. Because that's prime Majin right there. Yo, damn, good morning, MJ. Hey, Mecha Burst. Welcome in. It's almost like 12. Luckily, I don't have work tomorrow, so I can sleep in. And I may be finishing the Xerius video. Well, I'm definitely gonna finish it first thing in the morning then. Ah, nice. Thanks, Orby. We really should make like a stream dump. I'm sorry, Jury, if you're still here, but we really should make like a stream dump channel in the Discord, just so we can keep things concentrated and people don't like pin me all the time. Yeah, I do have a Discord, Yovi. It should be in the description. Oh yeah, by the way, Jury, I'll add you as a member in the description. Well, where is it? I need my studio to get the channel handle. Yeah, I know I could have gone to our channel page, but whatever. No, I sorted it chronologically. So Juri Han is now in my description. Just like in one meme, if Tiger can fight 10 Shermans, send in 11 Shermans. What, is it like the thing that Domo said when he tried to counter the bursting machine gun punch? Grunts in Seed are not a threat at all. Even in Wings, those Leo and Aries can be a threat when they swarm in on massive numbers. Meanwhile, the Strike Freedom can just deck them all. What is this piece used for then? Must be like a thruster or something. I'll have to go back. That's up. No, it's for the side skirts. Ah, I see. I see. We're close to finishing the waist. Since we have knockoffs of the Gelgu, Kugan, and Zagok, I would not be surprised if they stole stuff from Xeon again, like the Afreets, Camphor, Akai, Zok, Gog, High Gog, and all of the Xeon mobile armors. Yeah, maybe, but I doubt Seed Astray Freedom. Seed Freedom Astray would be that much of a rip-off of the Universal Century. They'll probably use the existing rip-offs and call it a day. I don't think the people who did Astray is that like uncreative. Oh yes, look at this. By the way, are we gonna hear a certain someone complain that, oh, the chevron on the crotch is not a plastic piece. They've done that before in the past, and they didn't try to do it here, so it's not as premium. It's not an MJ stream without a fucking stupid voice, isn't it? So let's see if I can sculpt the chevron sticker properly around this thing. This is definitely gonna be a pain in my backside. I do have cotton swabs. Actually, maybe I should use those for once. In C, plot armor is stronger than phase shift armor. Yep. But I've never seen C astray. Is like the plot armor anywhere near as bad as C proper in those series? Or is the plot armor pretty down to earth in Astray? It's Hero Jesus Yamato and Hero Jesus Yuri. It's not plot armor, it's logical, lol. People keep riffing on those two. For good reason, but... Nah, I don't know, I don't mind. Yeah, Seed has the talent to kill the suspense. Exactly, Silver, exactly. Wing has more plot armor and Seed, and people are okay with it. Look at how many times Hero tried to kill himself and survive, lol. I'm not that attached to Wing, but I know, like, Hero has a tendency for falling off high places, and I still vividly remember me asking my brother, how did Hero survive the Wing Zero exploding in the air when he used the oh, Dash Runner's done. When he used the Twin Buster Rifle. And my brother literally, like, looked at me strangely and is like, stop questioning things, it's just a fucking cartoon. Nothing in Astray is down to earth. I'm just making a guess, that cat. So if the plot is if the plot of Astray is more realistic in the sense that people die when they should have died, then I'm all for it. He survived because he's a hero, duh. Also, what mobiles see that the strike freedom to the extent Kira Jesus Yamato needed to overcome? The Black Knight Squad, until it became the Mighty Strike Freedom. Honestly, I love painting those small details on the kits, especially the V on the crotch. Yeah. I think I would say the same if I were to replace like all the stickers I used. But I don't do that for God's sake, did I cut out the wrong piece again? For God's sake. But I don't do that unless my hand is forced. Like the Gyan Strom with those cheap looking stickers. And I mean, like, look at this, with some proper sculpting, I think the V on the crotch looks fine. The Ash from Gundam Seed is basically the Zoc. It's symmetrical front to back in terms of the mono eye tracking, but nothing else after that. I mean, the original like Seed series does draw a lot of parallels from the 1 Year War, and I'm glad that they decide to do their own spin on things instead of just straight up copying them. Unlike what Seed Destiny did. I mean, I think Seed is like the first like Gundam series to have like dogs in the franchise. And here we have the 7th Gundam fully built up. My playback has paused, but don't mind that. And honestly, the V on the sticker on the crotch aside, this looks absolutely phenomenal. It's, I don't know, the color separation is just fantastic. The build is simplistic, but I love it. I genuinely love it. So now we're gonna take a little bit of a snack break so that I can have my banana and have a chat with you guys before we continue on to the backpack and weapons. We've been live for about 2.5 hours, but knowing the simplicity of the weapons, it shouldn't be long before we wrap this build up. So it's just chatting for now. I would love to see design more if they didn't include a lot of big wings. It takes so much space and time to paint, haha. Well, I mean, I don't mind big wings, but I more so mind if it has like unnecessary accents, like with the Rising Freedom. Well, Astray does give extra context to the Aspole seed deaths. Well, for the Strike in Aegis duel, yes. I don't think they ever explained how Kira survived the Genesis, or survived sitting on the nuclear reactor. Nah. The thing people complain about weighing more than plot armor is the plot itself and how the characters go with it. Yeah, I've seen Wing. I don't remember a single ounce of like a single morsel of it. It's just so not memorable. Then again, I may have been watching it with Chinese. I may have been watching it with Chinese subtitles, which really fails for like I fail to absorb the information from Chinese subtitles. Like, isn't it weird that I am like worse at my own like mother language than I am in English? And so I may like take some time if I ever go on a long trip where I don't have to drive myself. I may put on Wing or X with English subtitles this time, and just try and watch through it and see what all the fuss was about. No, wait, I remember the original Hero Yui got murked. My bad. I think. Heh. I would say Low and the Junk Guild have lots of plot armor in the sense of how relevant they are in the world. If they don't do fake out deaths, that's all that matters. Because, well, Eok Kujan has a lot of plot armor, you may argue, but that only made his ultimate fate so satisfying to watch. Is it wrong for me to use super glue plus styrofoam because my broke ass spent 1,500 pesos for a single part of a Beyblade? However, Hover Wyvern is a monster of a blade. Sorry, Mecha. I'm not Mecha Burst. I'm not part of the Beyblade community, so it may not be like appropriate to like for me to like give input on it. Funny enough, the super glue plus styrofoam worked like a charm as I'm currently using it for my custom kit. A custom kit maybe it will work, but for Beyblades maybe not. I'm not that familiar with them. Strong grunts I can think of are Zaku 2 FZ nearly wins against the Gundam. Strongest grunts. Then you may have to see Kakarot 197's video about 5 times grunt suits decked a Gundam. And you'll see that infamous dog food scene. You can easily ignore the sticker on the crotch on how separated this kit is. John, I was taking the piss. I was taking the piss on how a certain someone will complain about that, given how they complain about the D Gundam first having stickers for the eyes. I don't know why Hero has a liking for blowing himself up, falling from high places and controlling the Zero system, because he probably doesn't even have a brain to begin with. Hot Wheels Transformer crossover toys, I haven't seen them. Wing is hard to understand, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a fun watch. It wasn't a fun watch for me, wrong subtitles like I said, but long trip where I don't have to drive, I'll probably pop it on. Hi MJ, first time I called you one of yours. Hey Blizzard Brute, welcome in. Currently we're having a snack break before we continue on the backpack and weapons. It's the generic Gundam loadout, so it shouldn't take long, so we can afford to have a snack break. Damn it, is it true that there's a lot of stuff in the Philippines that like Spanish? I'm not Filipino, so I'm not sure. When you release the review of the 7th Gundam MJ, I need answers. I have no guarantees on when I'm going to be releasing this. Because the next video, I'm going to be probably finishing up the Xerius the next morning. So I'm going to be getting that out to begin with. But depending on how my script writing for this goes, maybe this will be next. Just because under all of the engineering and all of the impressive looks of this kit, it's ultimately a generic Gundam. So maybe it would not take me long at all for me to get this out. But then again, tomorrow is my last day off before I have to go back in for 4 days. And like I said, I have plans for the next weekend. So among my 5 days off that are coming up after 4 days in, I will have 2 days that I'm not going to be free. And because I'm going to be driving a lot during the weekend, I probably won't be doing a stream on the weekend. So, and then I'll still have 3 days, but it really depends. It really depends on a lot of things, just because I don't have set days off. But I will surmise that between this, the Leo, the Leo and the G-Quack Skullgook I'm not going to be doing, not until the weather warms up anyway. So between this, the real grade Aphalachexia, the real grade Wing Zero, and the high grade G-Quack's Dom, this may be the simplest to get out. So it may be soon, but no guarantees. The only thing I remember from Wing is all the cool robots and Kotoki doohickey contraptions. Again, I'll have to watch it again. I don't think they really do with the asterisks of certain characters having very close relatives. Am I missing something? And Australia introduces Golas from Dune. I haven't seen Dune. Sea Stargazer has cool designs that strike Noir Blue, Duel, etc. Yep. Wait, we get a Rowlet Crusade clone in Astray? I know there's like coordinator clones from Astray, but hey. There's all petition to ban that we're gonna get real great Death Knight, Sandrock, and Shenlong. Then again, they've done petitions before. Where's the G-Cell version car? Massacred. I still miss when Gundam tried to be a shonen sports anime in the form of Build Fighters to try. They didn't do that after Build Divers and Re-Rise. Well, Re-Rise took a turn for their approach to build, which I appreciate. And I do miss the tournament arcs. Build Divers proper is just so dull to me. Yeah, they're transforming. They are transforming what? Transforming versions of the Bone Shaker and the Twin Mill. It's funny I know what you're talking about thanks to Forza Horizon. Anyways, I'm gonna go. See ya. Hey, see ya, Yovi. Thanks for popping by. Why do gunpla builders hype up in a frame detail when it's gonna be covered up anyway? Thanks. Beats me. I'm the type of person who can appreciate it in a frame, but it's not my preference to display one of them. Because I can definitely appreciate the mechanical engineering that went into an inner frame, and especially if a suit, like let's say something from Iron Blooded Orphans, they are known for their inner frames, then I can especially appreciate the craftsmanship that went behind it. But I wouldn't be the person to primarily display an inner frame myself. So Harimon, I really cannot answer your question because I'm not that type of person. I hype up the inner frame to appreciate the craftsmanship, but again, I'm not the type of person to display an inner frame. Can't wait for a top 10. Oh, for God's sake, George. Listen, I only have 11 kits left to do for the qualifiers of the top 10 for 2025. Like I said, I'm not including General Fortress just because it's a bit too gimmicky and it's just way too out of the norm. Granted, it's a fantastic SD combiner if you can tolerate the disassembly and the disassembly and reassembly of the 3 kits. But General Fortress, there's just too much going on for it, and because there's also the details that need a painting in and all that kind of stupid stuff that I just don't think it will qualify. The Glass Feather Granddaddy, it's basically a rehash of a kit that has a new welding gun and something that Al Gore would be proud of. So no, I don't think it would qualify in the top 10, especially given how many strong entries we've had. So I'm singling those out and not going to be reviewing them before the list comes out. At least I'm not going to be prioritizing them at the very least. So long as I get through this guy, the G-Quix Dong, G-Quix Gelgoog, Real Grade Aphalangexia, the Gundam Zirius, the what is it? Real Grade Wing Zero, the Gundam Greep. What else? The GN Flag, the Gundam Nyon, and there's two more in the mix that I'm not recalling. Oh, the Plutone Black. What else? Oh, and the Leor. So I have 11 kits, including the 11 kits remaining. So it wouldn't take me that long, especially when I have 20 days off, starting mid-February. So no, it wouldn't be delayed until November. Trust me. When the new high grade 7th was teased, I assumed they'd be lazy just reuse the original high grade origin ground parts. Nope. Meaning to try and grab this kit. No P Bandai here in the You know how P Bandai is in the UK, building the high grade Desaithal right now. The Desaithal, good kits, but yeah, P Bandai in the UK, non-existent. You'll have to either go through Baiyi or go through the scuffed prices of, let's say, something like Gunpla. This kit's greatest weakness is that it's just generic, lacks a niche of its own, and if you have any attachments to the source material. Yeah, I get what you mean. No. Well, Wing was then first Gundam series I watched. Wing was the first Gundam series I watched, being the only one with Spanish dub. A Mexican Hail Tequila Gundam. And I watched it on YouTube by chapters divided by parts, and then I wait for 8th MS Team. Ah, I see, Silver. But yeah, then again, I wanna squeeze out some time to rewatch it, but I'm glad that Wing is doing its job for being appealing to the West. Build Divers, in my opinion, was an okay show. Some highs, Double O Sky and Mobius is my goat, and there were some really lows like Riku in the entire show. Yep, touche. High grade Hyakushiki tomato surface qualities and all that vulnerable to fingerprints I've just found out. However, I just found out that isopropyl alcohol lifts the gold coating. Isn't that like a general phenomenon that would happen? Like any solvents would completely ruin gold coating. Don't know if it's true that the next real grade is going to be from Gundam X, but what are your thoughts if it's true? It would be fine. It would be very good, actually, because the high grade Gundam X is really showing its age, and as much as I like it, I really want to see a shrunken master grade, if that makes any sense. I haven't seen reviews on the master grade, but I really hope the satellite panels just spin around instead of having to disassemble and reassemble. And obviously I would really hope for more articulation on the Gundam X if they do ever make a real grade of it. Re-Rise is good, Divers is what I say bad, it's disappointing, I have to watch it to the end. Divers is okay, Metaverse exists yeah, Metaverse is the bloody worst. 15 billion yen, mate. An anime, a line of kids, and a Metaverse app that never left beta as far as I know. Cup of tea, but Riku's kind of bland to me. Heroes was really more interesting. Heroes was about the slime bland art kit. Yeah, funny enough, I did find a well-priced site that was selling P Bandai. I managed to have a Talgies, but wait, Blizzard, where did you buy your P Bandai kits then? If you're also from the UK, it's a shame that Build Divers has so much Riku and his stupid friends in, but the side characters are actually good. Same thing I would say for G Witch actually. The Master Grade in the show, yeah, the Master Grade is just the show sequence in kits form. Since I have the Master Grade, I don't want a real grade. I don't want a real grade and would rather have more. Yeah, high grade Gundam Leopard, please. An anime accurate sized one, not the Leopard Da Vinci. Engineer real grade turn A, really. The Modelverse, that's where I got it. Wait. Let me take a look actually. Modelverse. By the way, after this, we're going back to the build. Hobby shop in... Ooh. They also have some snark kits in there as well. Hey, that's not bad! I'm definitely putting a pin in this. No, I don't want pin boards. Wait. I want to bookmark this. Where is it? I'm putting it on the bookmarks bar. There we go. That's very good pricing, actually. Real Greek Gundam X? Yeah, this guy honestly, I think you can do it since not the first rodeo with small mobile suits. Yeah, crossbone. Yeah. A mold they have never abused. Yeah, Real Great Double Zeta. Well, excess, you're dreaming a bit, Paige, because there's definitely some rights issues with that. First build series still the gold for those. Rewrites is good too, but with a double movie. No shout to feel about the aliens. You feel what you feel. You're entitled to your own opinions. But of an alien planet of furries? That's saying something. Bandai really know what they're doing with that. Alright. MJ found a new plastic crack dealer. Yeah, well, I mean, it's an alternate source. If anything, it's probably a very good alternate source of P Bandai kits if I ever need to get them locally. Like for example, if I suddenly felt interest in the Reuben Wolf, then maybe I'll get that through UK shops. And by the way, don't ask me whether or not I'm going to be reviewing the Reuben Wolf. I'm not interested, not at all. And if the High Grade Police Zaku has taught me anything, I shouldn't buy any kits that I don't feel like at least a modicum of interest towards. Can't wait for a more realistic take on Build Harry's Divers, with some fighting main characters in Custom Gundam Freddy Fazbear. What do you mean? What do you mean Gundam Freddy Fazbear? If I found a Reuben Wolf in the store, I'll buy it. Just depends on interest, I guess. Just depends on interest. Just depends on interest. Personally, I'm not interested in the Reuben Wolf at all. So that's why I'm not going to be reviewing it. And the price definitely doesn't help. There's unique. Okay, come on. I don't know if I want to like halt the brakes on this thing, but if you guys want to go on about your what is it, FNAF Gundam fanfic, then go ahead. I'm not one to judge, but I just won't have any input on it. New Freddy Fazbear. I saw. Oh no. They didn't seriously make a Freddy Fazbear custom based on the new Gundam, have they? Can we hope high grade kits with the current Mantha Psycho Gundam Mark 3 is a bit of a pipe dream. Full on with Double Zeta, maybe. But Psycho Gundam Mark 3, it was originally like a fighting game exclusive, and they've only recently just debuted it properly in what is it, in UC Engage. So I doubt they're gonna make it. And by the way, speaking of UC Engage, like it's gone quiet all of a sudden, hasn't it? Like I thought we were gonna be getting like very different variants of the Engage Zero and the Engage Gundam, and they've completely gone to the wind by now. I thought they were gonna abuse like what they've set up, but then again, Bandai, they're pretty infamous for not making full use of the molds they made. Just look at the freaking Kapul. No, don't moderate Zeo the Reuben Wolf that much, just because it's compatible with the Doven Wolf, and the project can repaint it into a canon scheme. I must be missing some context because I'm not familiar with the Reaping Wolf. Wait a minute. Hello, hello, MJ. Hello, Banshee. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just hoping Bandai would revisit Moon Gundam series, such a good design overall. So Psycho Gundam Mark IV or the G doors. Wait, the Psycho Gundam Mark IV is the G doors. Not fast enough for Bandai, has to depend on reseller. I can find one shot that sells at a reasonable price. That's fair enough. They didn't seriously. I saw someone make a Chris Chang. Oh, for God's sake. No, it's not the first time there's a soul stuck in a robot and Gundam. Hey, just look at the Fenix. Bandai already forgotten Engage. Yep. My guess is that the Engages didn't sell well. Yeah. How's the build? How you doing? My bad. But the build is fantastic. The body is somewhere up here. Because I'm focusing on the backpack for now. Focusing on the backpack, getting that done, and then moving on to the weapons. I mean, well, the beam sabers are essentially done. They're molded onto the backpack, and thank God there are beams this time. And I'm gonna be bringing in the full armor again at the end of the stream, just to do like a quick comparison, just to see like how far the engineering has come between the full armor and actually I'm just gonna rip this off. Between the full armor and this kit. Will Engage have the same fate as GBM, Gundam Breaker Mobile? I don't think so. I think it's still in service if I'm remembering correctly. But I think the kits they've just gone to the wind at this point. I mean, they've made the booster type Engage 0 and the Super Engage Gundam, but after that there was literally no word. And look at this, we've gotten like 2 variants of the G line back to back. And we've gotten the 7th Gundam now. And yet we still don't have like any news on a different Engage Gundam or Engage 0 variant. They probably didn't sell well. And to be fair, they are pretty model kits. So personally, if we didn't get like any of the other variants, I personally wouldn't mind. I messed up. I meant to say that it has alternate canon schemes. One of it is literally just the Dovin Wolf scheme where you equip the Dovin Wolf parts. Yeah, I'm aware that the Reaping Wolf is compatible with the Dovin Wolf. I thought you just meant like a color scheme that actually unifies the 2 designs. Just because the Reaping Wolf is like slightly larger than the Dovin Wolf, isn't it? So to have it equip the Dovin Wolf backpack, while it will make sense, from my memory, it doesn't look all the best, like all that much better. Let me see. Bandai got a new toy to place that they ditched using engagement. Yep. Just as quickly as they ditched IBOG. That's the backpack then. So I surmise we'll have to paint in the yellow in the thrusters, but that's no big deal for me. Wait, is it allowed in GPWC to make their brand-based builds? I know inspiration is valid, but it's not the same as Reincar when Marine inspired details, then a Reincar turned into Warhammer 40k Marine. Don't know how copyright works in that case, honestly. Why New Gundam's one of the best sellers in Bandai? Yeah. New Gundam got a PGU just because it's Amuro. And by the way, I will not be reviewing that kit no matter what you guys say. Even if I'm paid to review it, I won't. Okay. No, actually, yeah, I'm just gonna move the manual to the left, just so I don't have to touch my microphone. But anyways, I wonder when we get info for the high grade Barbatos adapts they announced some time ago. Knowing the Strike Freedom Type 2, they may announce it in February. I think the color looks better. Then there's a green. You can't do copyright infringement because they are lame. Yeah, the yellow in the backpack is color separated. I'll bring in the old one. I'll bring in the old one later on. The new high grade looks much better than the real grade 2.0. 107 Studio 7th Gundam armor. I haven't seen that set of armor in color actually. Ignition mode, Master Grade Extra Repair 3, Avalanche Exia Dash. That's a lot of Exias, Banshee. Oops, one last thing on the Reaper Wolf. If you're counting plastic for dollar, it's definitely worthwhile at MSRP. Well, at MSRP. And you know what? I live in the UK. So there's no chance I'm getting that at MSRP. I've actually seen, like, the Reaper Wolf in person, actually. Well, an unbuilt one, to be fair. But I find it interesting that it actually has redone the beams, because it uses like the Beam Saber, Beam Tomahawk from. At least I know the Psycho Doga has it, but I think that's the original weapon from the Gira Doga. And they've molded new beams for it, and labeled it the SB22 runner. So hey, we have another new Saber runner that the Psycho Doga could have used. And maybe then, if they had that runner, they may be able to mold those green saber handles for the Psycho Doga. No, it's nothing bad, but I'm just finding it funny that they've literally made the exact same beams from the Gira Doga into a new separate runner that they may intend to use like repeatedly, hence SB22, only when its usefulness, like only past the time where it's most useful. I don't know. It isn't, if I remember correctly. Yeah? I would be happy about the Isaac Vanargrand. Is that something for Advance of Zeta I'm not aware of? I think it was the same height or same plus his high heels than like the Silver Bullet Suppressor. Ah. But still, it comes in a jumbo box. That kind of gives me an impression that it's larger than the Doven Wolf. But then again, it came in a jumbo box. It may just because it has like far more parts than the Doven Wolf. This kit does look so good. Still waiting for the PG Harut. Impossible, mate. I don't think we've ever gotten like side characters from the Perfect Grade line, except the Strike Rouge. Then again, the Strike Rouge is a simple recolor, so why wouldn't they do it? It's Gundam Seed. Curious, it claims to be the 7th Gundam, but it was the 78th RX. What do you mean 78th RX? It's the Gundam Unit 7. It's the Gundam Unit 7, the 7th Gundam, the Gundam G07, whatever you want to call it. I know it as the 7th Gundam. And maybe, like, I will call it whatever, like, other media calls it. Because Bandai isn't, like, stranger to retconning names. Because, look at this, the TR6 Woundwort, they've initially spelled it, like, as in the actual name. Woundwort. But then in later reissues of that very same kit, like the base white one, they've changed the box art name to Wandwart. So WONDWART. So it's literally their misspelling replacing the original spelling. So I won't be surprised if they renamed this to G07 at the last minute. So whatever they called it in other media, like for example a Gundam Battle Operation 2 or something, that's what I'll call this thing. RX-78-7, I think? Yes, RX-78-7. That's why it's called the 7th Gundam, or the Gundam Unit 7. Okay, okay, I'll build the trigger finger hand then. The trigger finger hand is literally the only thing left on this runner, so might as well. No, the Reboot Wolf looks pretty cool. Still not interested, I'm sorry. It looks cool, I can appreciate it, but not interested. I like the Exia, pretty mobile suit. Yeah, I like the Exia, but my building experience with the real grade Avalanche Exia, massive pain in my back. But I have the armaments equipped, like stored on the back at the moment, so I don't know how well the Avalanche Exia functions with those weapons. But by the time I decide to finally build the rest of the hands and scripts the review, then I'll know how good or bad it is. And honestly, I do like the upgraded like hips for the Avalanche Exia, just because it allows it to handle the dash equipment far better. But of course, it's no match compared to the 107 parts, as far as I've seen, because those parts allow it to actually kick forwards, whereas the original doesn't do that. I don't know, it would just be a very interesting adventure. I must be missing something. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back and see. Oh, wait. Is that an extra part? That must be an extra part. Okay, the sabers, I'm not gonna count the FF parts right now. I'm gonna easily store them away. Let's see. X is one of the guns that I call Cockroach because it won't die. Second is the Strike. They're too popular, mates, and they're too fucking popular. Thanks to the miracle of modern technology, Banner can use like CAD reuse, where they can just copy paste parts of a random mold design. Oh wait, are you addressing like why I was confused? Okay, XR over here 4, 5, 6, 7 the mile. I want an XR R4. I genuinely want an XR R4 in P-Banner real grade. I wonder when the RX-78-8 will finally be revealed. When they finally decide to stop expanding on the 1 year war. Which probably won't ever happen. Like seriously, how much stuff could happen in the 1 year war? Because there's so many stories just telling different angles about it. So many RX numbers I wouldn't be surprised that there's a 200 in Crossrun era. I mean, I think the RX line has completely stopped after the Kasi Gundam. Because that is RX 105, isn't it? After RX 105, what else is there? I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not familiar with late UC. Does the Avalanche Exia have some improvement on the hip joints? Yes, actually, they've implemented a full polystyrene joint for the hips. I'll show you guys in a bit because I just need to finish the shield and check the manual, the parts count. Because if that is not an extra part, then I must be missing something. Well, hello. Hey, little tree! Hello! Welcome! Glad you could make it. Actually gonna do some, oh god. I'm actually gonna do some checking before I end the stream. And of course I'm gonna compare the 7th with the original full armor 7th before I end the stream. Not unless you guys want me to stay around for a little bit more and put my Gundam Zerius back together. Okay, so let's see. XS 6 and 7. So nice to be on the red side. Hope you had a great weekend. The weekend was great. The whole week, nah, I've had a long week. I'm not gonna tell that story again on stream, but you can probably watch it back later on stream. Okay, so let's see. Slight variations during part manufacturing. Yes, so C2, there's actually a leftover part. So my suspicions were correct. That's probably like an extra part. So if you've lost this thing, if you lost the back gem to the void, then there's a replacement for you. Pretty nice. But all in all, this is the high grade 7th Gundam fully assembled. I'm gonna catch up on chat. Banner. Yeah, I'll show you the hip joints later in a bit, Silver. Well, studio frame enhancers for the X was doing some good numbers, so it'll be the same studio, so frame enhancers for the Shinanju. I believe like a lot of people were quoting the 107 studio frame pieces for a lot of other real grades as well. Maybe I'll check them out someday. I was thinking on getting it just to leave the Stadar Exia and save the avalanche part for the standard Exia and save the avalanche parts for a custom, like with all the gigantic arms and hazel and gap plants. That reminds me, there will be people who's gonna be asking me whether or not the avalanche unit is gonna be compatible with the high grade, well, not high grade, the real grade Estrella. There will be some people who's gonna ask me that. So I don't know if it's worth delaying that review to get my Estrella built up, or should I answer that question in the Estrella video instead? Because I know people are just probably gonna be spamming that question as often as they spam, "Oh, are the fin funnels on the new Gundam FF buildable?" No, they're not. You don't have the advanced mobile suit joints for them. Not only the 1-year war, the last 3 months of the war. How many things could happen in 3 months, mate? I don't think there has never been a design for the R78-8, but we're just wondering when will there be a design for the 8th Gundam. Loki little skeletons, the Kakushiki shoulder decals, the dry transfers, and I don't want to ruin the finish. Are there any like extras on that sheet? Because if there are extras, you can use a piece of scrap plastic and just do some practice on it. Get the technique right before you go ahead and do it. I tried that with those with the Astacasia School of Technology emblems on my Figure Standard Suletta. Not a good idea. Not a good idea to just go in without knowing what you're doing. The RX-110 Zorin, RXF-91 is technically later. More stuff happened in 1-year war than you see than 100 in age. Yep. Hello, first time here, still waiting for my high grade Wing 0 to arrive. Welcome in, As. Which one are you talking about? The high grade Wing, yeah, the high grade after Colony Wing 0? I reviewed the Sky 0, so you can probably watch that review and know what to expect. Oh, the Neo Gundam also has an RX, the RX-99. Ah, I completely forgot that. The Neo Gundam, yeah. Have you ever heard of Gundam Proton X John? No, I haven't heard of it, Dorm. If you don't know both of them, they came from MGK's basement. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is Mecha Kotsu pulling another like Kurosama and making his own version of Steve? Having the 107 parts for the real grade Shinanju just saves the kit a lot overall, make it a lot more stable before having a modern real grade. On par with modern real grades. I would imagine so, actually. Okay, I've been blueballing you guys for long enough. So here, the real grade Avalanche Exia has, well, visually the hip joints look the same, but these are actually polystyrene joints, so they can actually support the weight of the dash unit, like so. So as you can see, even if I put it straight down, it's not sagging, which is very nice. They should have done that for the real grade Akatsuki. And by the way, they have done some mods with the weapons. I don't feel as bad about the loss of the chrome blades as I expected myself to, but I don't know, to each their own. Personally, I like these blades more. And this is actually a new back piece for the GN sword, because remember, the original one has like a sliding track on the back. This one just has a static peg, most likely just to make so as to make the storage more stable. Same thing would go for the GN sword and short and long blades. Maybe this additional groove right here is what they've added so as to store the swords onto the back. So there's a lot of quality of life improvements over here, but of course it does have its own slew of issues. Like the basket just never seems to really stay on for me. Like the only thing that's holding it in is the GN power cords. And of course, because of the GN power cords, where are they? They're so clear I cannot see them. Yeah, they're somewhere in there, in the gap. Because of that, the waist can barely rotate anymore, because they're holding them in. And I haven't had the spring issue from the shoulder power cords yet, but yep, nope, there we go. There we go. I hate them. I hate them so much. Just because the GM power cords on the shoulders just basically allow the shoulders to spring up. They really should have made like a new loop design for the shoulder hold, for the shoulder like parts, just so this doesn't happen at all. Yes, maybe it will wear out the shoulder joints by springing it down, but at least it would be better than dislodging the entire thing. But at least, at the very least, the Avalanche Exia real grade can hold a pose. And of course, you'll have these things right here, these absolutely anxiety-inducing claws, on top of all of this. On top, small parts galore. Literally had to go through 3 build sessions just to get this done, but I'm glad I got it done. Is this kit a brick? Essentially, depending on how you set the Avalanche unit up. But anyways, time for the comparisons. So, let me actually pull Streamlabs back up again, so you guys can get like better framing. So here they are, side by side. I know the designs are completely different, but even with the without the camera focus, you can just see how different these two kits are. Let me just actually shrink their feet out a little bit. There we go. Maybe the full armor is a little bit taller just because of the different feet, but you can definitely see the engineering differences between these two. And how was that? How did this happen again? How? But anyways, the head, a lot more of the parts are part separated, which is very, very nice. And the chest is different. The front skirts, the waist, not really much to express. The legs, of course, the front sections over here. These gray sections are stickers. These are plastic pieces. Moving down, these aren't even separated at all. These are just white. These were just white. Meanwhile, we'll have yellow sections on the legs over here, just by default. Of course, none of them have painted thrusters on the feet, but that's just the norm. The shield, they've enlarged the star. That's about it. That's about it for notable features. But the backpack, look at how sloppy my work is. Like, to paint in the yellow and the white rings. The yellow is completely separated here, with the white stickers that don't stick out like sore thumbs, which is pretty good. And I do surmise that they may actually treat the backpack like a modular gimmick, like replace the beam sabers with actual holsters that hold in. I think this is the E-pack, I think, I don't know. Maybe, and then the cannon right here. And of course on the back, removing this. Apparently this section is supposed to be grey according to the standard 7th Gundam. I haven't painted that in. But it just goes to show like how far Gunpla has come. Like even though I like the full armor 7th Gundam as it is, even with all of its flaws, you cannot deny the improvements that the new 7th Gundam has achieved. Don't know if I'm going to be going that much in depth in the review, but that's basically all it is. Short answer, yes, maybe yes. Australia is somewhat compatible with the Avalanche unit, except for the front skirts, I think. The compatibility between the Avalanche unit and the Estrella is dodgy at best. In lore, anyway. The canon so far is it literally wasn't complete, so yeah, it probably isn't happening. Ah, that's a shame. But knowing Bandai, they'll probably farm for nostalgia and finish the Arc 78-8. Just make a short out to ability errors. For those asking, yes, it works or vice versa. Maybe that will work, actually. And I do have the perfect candidates to test that format out. I'm not gonna say what it is. I have an idea about that, but hey, I have something to experiment with it. Any chance for a Master Grade fast version card review? Very low chance. Master Grades aren't my thing, actually. And the more of them I built, the more my opinions about them being too, like, involved for me just kind of solidifies. Yep, Wing Zero, the high grade after Colony 1. 2014 releases, if I'm remembering it correctly. It's not exactly a bad kit, but it's just vastly overshadowed by the real grade. But I do have a review of the Wing Gundam Sky Zero, which is essentially just with it being a different color. You can have an idea of what it's like. Dash unit is no armor, big ass fuel tank. How many Gundams were built in a 1-year war? I see. It has a new meaner face than the old high grade. They look really good side by side. In lore, yes, Fawn said nah, I'd win, and forcibly put the unit on his Estrella and called it a day. Yeah, but maybe because the kits are both based on the Exia, it'll be different. But that's basically gonna wrap it up for the stream. And yeah, thank you all so much for hanging around, and I thoroughly enjoyed the build of the 7th Gundam. Again, I have no guarantees about when the review is going to be released, and this guy just lost the saber. I have no guarantees about when the review is going to be released, but it should be soon, knowing like how generic it is compared to all the other things I have. So it may prove to be a fun, satisfying, and easy review to get out. But again, with the build complete, that's gonna wrap it up for the stream. And please look forward to the Gundam Xerius review, maybe coming tomorrow. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna be putting it on early access or not. Damn. But yeah, it's gonna be coming out soon either way. So thank you all so much for joining me on this stream. And there's lots to look forward to, and I cannot wait to unveil my avatar to you guys. So yeah, a lot to look forward to. But I'm gonna wrap it up now, and I'll see you guys in the next video and also the next stream. Thank you all so much for popping by. Thank you so much to the new members. Thank you so much to who decided to support me monetarily, and thank you all.